everyone, where we last left off. You had all just barely escaped at the first way station of the Expanse. Old Bistro had saved you in your time of trouble, and there you all were, on Ordega, the remains of O'Reilly's Inn tumbling into the abyss beneath you as the hail falls outside the way station. I believe everyone is on Ordega. We have Ashton in his beautiful blue armor. His little fairy boy Chucky. Hey, I'm just Chucky. Is sitting on his shoulder. We also have Nimue in her beautiful black cloak. We have Mankar in his tux with the spike armor underneath, which is punching through the tuxedo. We of course have Peter, who is bleeding out from a chronic case of crossbow bolt to the chest.
That'll happen.
And we also have Lord Ableton, who's blood soaked, with his fencing saber out as he stands there in front of all of you. It's all everyone else's blood. You are all on top of Ordega, who is a little sleepy but happy to be assisting. How is everyone feeling after this last combat? I want to hear how everyone is. First of all, Peter's like coughing in the corner and just like,
Shut up, nerd.
Nimue feels like she took 2 arrows to the chest and then realized she did. So I'm gonna head over to Peter and pull out like my herbalist kit.
It's too late for me, Nimue. I can't make it any longer. I'm dying, Nimue. I never got to tell you the thing I always wanted you to know. Nimue.
Come on. What's up, Peter?
All this time spent together, researching together, going through ancient ruins together, I never told you what I thought about you.
Uh-oh.
I think you're the only one worthy to know the location of my extremely rare Pokemon cards.
Dibs.
Nimue. Please.
Where is it?
They're back at Kirin Temple, just under the...
and Peter passes away.
Right, mate, so we're burning Kieran now, or what?
We have to go back.
I do say this. I cannot believe it. A sacrosanct priest shot within miles of Kirin. This is an outrage, to be sure.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get strongly with. I missed out on a Pokemon card because of this.
I don't even know what a Pokemon is.
Ash takes the rest of the Pokemon cards from Peter.
Oh my god,
Ashton, add 2. Wait, did you do that or did Mankar do that?
No, I did that.
Okay. Add. Oh, this is now a currency. Can someone come up with a snappy name for Pokemon in this world, or is it just Pokemon?
Digimon.
Pokemon.
Just Pokemon.
Digimon, I like that.
Digimon is an actual thing, though. Anyways,
Exactly.
Yeah,
That makes it.
Okay, Digimon. Alright. You have 6 packs of Digimon cards.
Nice.
my.
Are they worth anything?
Depends who you're talking to. All of them are common cards, so pretty worthless.
Lame. I burned the card.
Yeah, Ashton.
I'm joking.
Oh no, you don't? Okay, I thought you were lighting something. All right. Ableton is there looking at like the blood running down his saber, and he's just kind of lost in thought. Chucky has like 3 Kolos that he somehow managed to like smuggle out from the wreck of O'Reilly's, and is like trying to put it inside a tiny little knapsack that he has. Hey, Ashton, could you help me out with this? Come on, I got tiny little hands.
Sure. I take the Kolos and the knapsack.
Hey, get that back. Hey, you don't know what I want. You don't know what I can do if I get inside that armor, Ashton. Come on, give me the Kolos back.
I'm just holding it. I've got more space than you do.
Touche, Ashton. You
Can
win
it
this
even
round.
fit?
What?
I was gonna ask if it can even fit inside his pocket since he's like 2 inches tall.
No, he has to have like an entire backpack dedicated to carrying Kolos. He can only hold like 6. Okay, you win this round, Ashton. But next time, someday I'll have big pockets, and I'll hold all the Kolos.
Sure.
Lord Ableton is like kind of numbly wiping the flat of his blade, like along his just like along his already blood-soaked silks. It's been a while since.
Right.
I missed that, Cameron. Actually, sorry.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you're cutting in and cutting out. Can someone say
Yeah,
something
my
about it?
volume. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just had to check if it was recording everyone else and not just me talking to myself for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. I have to mess with my volume sensitivity because there's other people in here. So
Okay.
yeah. Right, mate. How's it feel?
It's been a while since my old combat days, but do you know, Butler Mankar, it feels strangely good to feel blood running through my fingers again. I feel for that poor priest, but I suppose there's not much we can do. What are our plans then? Let us sit down and figure out what we're going to do. What are our goals? Since I'm part of this little posse that you have formed, I'd like to know what we're out to do here in the great wide world of Etos. Fill me in.
Right. I just I want to apologize in advance. I have a baby bird in the room, so if you guys hear cheeping, that's what that is.
Is it adorable?
Absolutely.
Can you send pictures?
I will.
Pixar didn't have.
Yeah. Or it's
It
just
adds
like
to
a marine.
the atmosphere.
It's just a marine in the background making those noises.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
definitely.
actually yeah.
Definitely
Alright.
take a picture before you do anything else. Nimue, what about Nimue? Explain what is going on to me. I'm quite confused.
Well, as you know, we're the artifact on my finger, the ring. We're trying to find a person to decipher to tell us what it means, what it can do, and we're going to a man named Roland in the Conclave, the binary city.
The binary city. I've only heard of it. I can't read, but I've only heard of it.
First of all, we're gonna need to get to the next way station as soon as dawn breaks. We're gonna need supply,
soon.
and we're gonna need to heal up. I can stabilize anybody, but I can't really heal them.
I'm untouched. Ashton, how are you doing? Ashton? Oh my gosh. This is very, very cute. Very small.
It's called a California towhee.
Does your friend just have a pet?
Huh? No. This one, so I was taking care of some baby birds a while ago, but they all died because their mom left.
Oh.
And then, like, they found this guy in the parking lot yesterday, I guess, so they just brought him to me because they know how to take care of him.
Will you try to
So-
release it? Are you gonna like try to raise it until you can release it back into the wild, or?
I don't know, because, like, it's so young, it might not be able to do wild things, but, like,
Yeah.
I leave the door open and stuff, so once to leave, it can. It just chills on my cabinet, though, so.
Mm-hmm. Is it even have a cage right now, or is it just hanging out?
No, it literally just sits around.
Oh, that's
And then
incredible.
I
dude.
That's
I bought,
fantastic.
like, baby bird formula from PetSmart,
Aw. Okay. Does
and yes, it does poop everywhere.
I would expect nothing less. Does it have a name?
Yeah, so, backstory. One of the birds that was, like, the baby birds in the nest before, they were named, let's see, there was Coakley, Sicario, John Wick, one that I don't remember. But John Wick was one of the ones that died, but he was probably the most badass bird because he was John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
And so this guy, his name is Baba Yaga.
Perfect. Oh my gosh.
So he's the reincarnation, but we just call him Baba. So pretty much what Rihanna called you.
yeah. Perfect. Well, keep me updated on. Keep us all Baba Yaga updates would be very appreciated. Okay.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Yep.
Baba Yaga. Oh, that's such a good movie. Anyways. So, we're waiting here until morning, I suppose. Well, I don't think I'm going to sleep ever. Anyone have any stories to tell? Hey, nobody asked me how I was doing. Nobody asked me if I was okay, if I got wounded in the battle. Come on.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Good. No one cares.
Chucky's the strongest of us all.
Uh-oh. Right, don't kill me in my dreams, mate. Or whatever Chucky did.
Please, gentlemen. A story. Let us tell some stories. Ashton, how about you begin? And a few words.
Yes.
Shall we continue on? Ashton stares deep into the eyes of Lord Ableton. Oh, did you actually say anything? No, we thought you just like went cold for like 30 seconds. No, we didn't hear anything.
Dang, okay.
You should
actually say anything.
Annalise,
I was starting to say something. But
we do want to hear it. Go to your settings. Go to voice and audio and turn off automatically determine input sensitivity and just turn it all the way to the left. Did that work? Well, I regret doing that. Or you could do push to talk. I don't know. I think it's not like determining when you're talking. Like I think the program's cutting you out even when you're talking. Hello? Hello?
hello?
Yes. Okay. Ashton, please. Tell us a tale. You must have seen many things in all your journey.
Right. So once upon a time, there was a bandit who was in a gang. And he was out on a mission with other bandits from his gang. And he wanted to take everything that they had collected from their mission for himself. But his gang members didn't want to let him take everything for himself. So he killed them all and took everything for the end.
Chucky bursts into applause. Hey, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh my god. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Well.
There's a sequel if you're interested.
Perhaps another time. It sounded, good story. Hey, incredible story. Oh my god. Nimue, do you have a story for us? The last one sounded rather historical.
Well, I don't have anything historical, but I have an ode. Well, like a myth that came out a while ago. In an ancient town, there was a mountain nearby, and it was known as the Mountain of 10,000 Treasures. One day, there was a boy and his mother. They were both super poor. They couldn't even grow their own crops. The boy had to eat roots to live. One day, he didn't get enough roots to feed him and his mother. So, He offered his mother the roots and said he wasn't hungry, but the mother also denied the roots and said she wasn't hungry. Both weren't willing to eat. And then an old man came by. In hospitality, they gave the old man their food. He thanked them, and then he left at the mountain and said to come by the next day. The next day, the boy came by the mountain, and the man offered him 2 treasures, a golden key and a silver key. He said, if you open the door to the mountain with the gold key, you may take a treasure and use the silver key to leave. To his surprise, the door opened. When he went inside, he grabbed a simple hoe. There was gold, there was treasure, and there was more colors than you could even imagine. But he grabbed a simple hoe. He went back and he started to farm. And to his surprise, when he put the hoe in the dirt, it didn't produce places to seed, but it sprang up corns instantly. He and his mother quickly fed the town, but word got to the king that produced endless amount of food. The king came by and he located the boy, and he said, "How did you get this? How'd you get this such magic artifact?" He said, "Oh, I got it from the mountain. I used this gold key to get in." But before the boy could finish the story, the king took the gold key and ran to the mountain. He opened the door with the gold key, and he sponged on the loot. He took everything he could in his pocket. But to his surprise, and he couldn't, because the boy had the silver key still on him. That's the end of the story. The king died.
Do you suppose such a place truly exists? Hey, what a fucking
I mean, I'm
boring
engaged
story. No
to a
bandits even got murdered in that one. Ashton, tell
Well,
another
there was
story.
a king that got murdered.
He's
by
not
his
a bandit
ambition.
though, is he? Jesus, like you never even told a story before. But anyway, do you suppose a place like that could have really existed?
I mean, I'm engaged to a dragon, so I suppose anything's possible.
You're engaged to a
Wait,
dragon?
is that what that means?
Oh, it's a long story.
Well, I'd be
but-
very curious to find out, but I suppose it's Manka's turn. Well, don't forget about me. Oh, Bistro, is that you? That's right, pard. Figured we're all sitting in here in the rain. Might as well join in your little storyteller session. Who's next?
Well, Mike, it sounds like you're next.
Well, well. Do I have a story for you? Long ago, in a faraway land in Etos, there was the Empire, great and powerful. Well, hold on just a minute there. Maybe I should start my story just a little closer to home. I've always been fascinated by the Empire. I always wondered how it crumbled to dust. This nation that could tame stars and dragons kneeled to the Emperor. How did it fall? What took it down? What was it?
Climate change.
Maybe. But I don't even know what a climate is. Now, I've been searching for this story all my life, and one day I heard a tale at a tavern that there was a storyteller who knew, a man who had seen with his own eyes the fall of the Empire, and he knew what had happened. And I sought this man out, and as I did, traveling across landscapes and ruins, mountainsides and deserts, I found bits and pieces of the story. Long ago, in a distant land of Etos, there was the Empire, gleaming tall and regal and proud. Nothing stood against it, and anything that did was crushed by magic and reeds. Magic so strong it made the sun turn the other way around. Magic so strong, moons bent and bowed at the feet of the Emperor. Magic so strong, he could bring the dead back to life. There was nothing that stood against him. But something did. Someone did. A man. Coming from nothing. Coming from dirt. decided he was gonna take on the Empire all on his lonesome. And so he bent the world to his will, discovering dark magics and things better left unspoken of. And he met with many monsters, many magical creatures, many great machinations. But all of them denied him, saying the Empire was too strong, too much to compete with. And finally he spoke with the thing that has no name, into the underneath. And it gave him something. And that is as far as I got. The storyteller eluded me, and got into a bad business with a couple of gangs. Barely got out on the other end of it with my skin, and figured I'd better settle down. But some days spark up a cigarette, look out into the expanse and wonder. That storyteller's lived a long time, maybe he's still around. Still wondering. Old Bistro sparks a cigarette with like a flint and steel, and puts it to his lips and exhales a cloud of smoke going off into the hail-filled air outside of your cover. And he just looks kind of lost in the past, lost in recollection. My word, man.
Right, mate. Where'd you find the storyteller?
I never found him, see? Just heard tales, heard rumors, heard stories, but I never met him, never saw him. I heard he was, well, there's an island called Meridian. Heard he was somewhere over there. Got locked up in a big old fight, barely got out of it, and, figured it was not worth going to get him. Give me an insight check, Mankar.
Oh, that's the wrong copy pasted.
Ooh, what did he copy paste?
Oh, whoops.
Oh my.
There we go. That would be a 16.
He's he's not lying, but he's not telling you the whole truth of why he stopped his search. He's dissembling.
Okay,
Now,
very well.
it's a long story, but I've settled down. Well, I thought I did.
He looks to where the ruins of O'Reilly's have tumbled into the bleak abyss beneath you.
Perhaps I need to find new work.
Well, you're always a member of my group. Remember that?
What bullshit name did you call it? The Eastenders or something like that?
Under Easters.
Under Easters, close enough. I like you.
That's not bullshit, mate.
Sounds like a weird club to me.
I like my eggs under East.
Isn't that how they cook 'em out east?
What did you say, Elisa?
In the Far East?
Yeah, that's how they cook their eggs under east. Anyways, long story. What about you? Come on, Mankar.
Right, mate, I
Tell
got
us
a
the
little bit of a
stories
more
about you.
jolly tale.
Oh, I didn't perk you up with mine. Sorry.
Now you intrigued. We'll talk later.
Sure thing, Pard.
Right, so when I was in the Underdark, there was a lot of stories and tales, and some of them were written down in tomes known as fairy tales. Not sure where the fairy came from. It actually plays in the story. So, one day, there is a gnome, and he was a powerful, well, soon to be powerful, but he was walking around, and was pretty much hanging about with his boys in a city. They were all bored. They had just come back from questing, as this was a tale I assume to be from time before the Empire. Back before. Anybody else here?
What do you mean, Bard?
Yeah, what?
That was weird.
Huh. Any,
Insight check.
What are you insight checking?
That noise that just came up.
What do you mean?
I am hunting you. Nathan, you know what you're doing. I'm doing an insight check on the surrounding area. And that's a 17.
You look around you. It's like it's hailing. Wait. What? I'm sorry. I'm confused. What are you doing the inside check on?
Nathan. Come on. Okay, Nathan. Just, making sure camp's safe.
I have no idea what you're
sure
talking about, Brent.
Making sure I'm not being hunted.
Do you have another tab open? Check the audio. You might have. Sometimes I leave tabs open on Chrome.
I mean,
I like this.
right. Well, that was.
Okay.
Anyways,
Everyone
back to
check
the
your
tab
tabs.
club.
Make sure they're all closed. Continue your story.
Yes, Nathan.
Cameron.
so, yeah, this must have been from the olden days before the Empire. Back when wizards were common or something, I don't know. But anyways, so they were just getting up to no good, and I suppose they were of a chaotic night. And so the town had a problem. It had something strange stealing all its food, particularly the sweets. Alright, so there's nothing else that anybody can do about it. That's not a very good lead, right? So what did our gnome and his friends decide to do? Well, the gnome and one of them decided to go to the black market, pick up some drugs to ease the insanity of monotony. So they had some rough dealings, had to beat a few people into some sense. Eventually they got their drugs. Well, they assumed to be, I don't know what it was called, but it was something to produce hallucinogenic effects and something to make them sleep. So they got back to the tavern with their other two pals, and they were just drinking. So they decided to... Right, Mike, anybody else hear that?
I mean, I do, but apparently it's my tab.
I did.
Allegedly.
You mentioned it.
No, Nimue Ashton, do you hear that?
Yes, I do.
I
What's
do.
that?
Oh, I don't know, but I don't like it.
I get out my mace.
Flame on.
Yeah, mate. Right,
Oh,
let's get
jeez.
going. Let's get going right now.
Hungry hunting.
Ordega, move to the middle of this cavern.
Ortega nervously moves his way to the center of the cavern. Old Bistro locks and loads his crossbow.
Right, Ordega, you hear that too? That's what I thought. So, is it still hailing outside?
Yes, it is.
To the point that we'll die if we go out.
Yeah, there's car-sized chunks of hail.
Can I try to use some air ballist on myself right now? Just
Yeah.
if we're about to get
Give me
into a
an
fight.
intelligence check.
Okay, that's gonna be an 18.
Okay.
So I'm just
take a
lowering
token
the-
back.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna bar in a token left. Oh, that's better.
All right. Well, anybody got any ideas? Yeah, well, fuck off.
Dinner first day.
What
Can
do
we-
you want? Can you hear us? Or are we all just going collectively insane?
I don't like the sound of this. I don't like the sound of this at all. Ableton's sword sings from its sheath, and he holds it out in front of him. This is
I
not
don't think
right.
there's any cause for alarm yet. It's all in our heads right now.
Anchor, how is there not cause for alarm?
Is there
What are
any way
you
we
gonna
can-
do? It's a voice in your head. We all hear it, but none of us hear it.
I think it's
Anchor,
outside.
Voices tend not to come from heads. They tend to come from mouths.
Right. I think we've seen this before, though. It's not a regular creature.
What have you seen before? What do you mean? What are you talking about? What is this? Why are there so many secrets
Well-
that I'm not let in on?
I don't know too much about it, but a guy named Targ, who used to be with us, apparently encountered it, along with Nimue and Ashton. I wasn't there to see it myself.
Well,
Wait.
enlighten us.
Wait, did you guys see it before or after?
I mean, we've been seeing it, like the puppeteer. Because yeah, you've seen it too. Because you saw it take. You were with us when it took Targ, right? Because Targ died when you were there.
I remember Targ was gone, but the part I remember the most was when like the leg came down from the shadows. But I don't know if I was with you guys or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so this thing kills
it's-
people, snatches their bodies, and then sews them together somehow, and then it just collects more body parts and kills more and more people. So,
it's what attacked your
Ladies and gentlemen,
house.
that is, whatever noise is in our heads, there's something else coming. The ground is like completely separate from what you've been hearing. The ground is like starting to move. The cave around you is like shaking a little bit, and you hear just like a thrumming sound.
What on earth is going on?
Like this deep, like humming or clicking sound.
Well,
Does it sound like any like?
we
Does it
got
sound
this.
Yeah. Does it sound like any animal we'd know about?
No. It
Well-
sounds like a monster, actually.
Does it sound like any monster we'd know about?
Boys, the way I see it, we either stay here and die or go out into the rain, the hailstorm and die. So I say we mush.
I agree.
I mean, I don't have.
I don't necessarily agree to that. That hail's gonna kill you instantly. We might
I
have
mean,
a
at
chance
least here
against
we have a
whatever's coming.
chance.
Right. Well, this is a thing that doesn't follow natural rules, so everybody be prepared.
I don't know about it.
Also, I
We
have
should take
the-
our chances in the rain.
You mean?
Hey, Professor Pants, Fancy Pants is right for once. Look, I don't know what's coming up here, but it's scary, and I want to go outside.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, Chucky, nobody asked you in the first place,
Hey,
but yeah, it's just a bit of rain, boys.
a
As a
literal
car
truck-sized chunk of hail plummets down past you guys.
It's big rain.
Yeah, nothing wrong with big rain. Hey, I like this guy.
Right, Bistro, you with us?
I'm not going into that. That's suicidal.
Yeah, I'm kind of
I
with Beast
agree.
here on this one.
If I'm gonna die, it might as well be by a monster instead of the weather.
I mean, I could ask.
There's no way I'm gonna be added to a writhing mass of flesh.
I could ask
And
the.
this will
I
be a
don't
lot.
know what you're talking about, but I don't think that's what's coming.
Beneath you guys, you see like a huge clawed hand like attach itself to the side of this big pit. And another
Oh
clawed
my god,
hand
it's
attached
another
to the
giant! Shit, we killed its brother!
Wait, we did?
Yeah,
We just chopped the arms up a little bit. We didn't kill any.
Yeah, we didn't do anything.
we
to hurt
electrocuted it to death, mate.
Oh, that's right. We took.
That was you, though.
No.
That was
A
us.
booming voice echoes across the cavern. You see the arms like pulling up a body, but they're working hard. This guy's upper arm strength is not the greatest. Now,
I wish to know who murdered and cut the hands of my fallen brother.
Right, mate, that was a
Which one
guy
of
named
you?
Targ.
Yeah.
Where is this Targ?
He's long since dead. We lost him in the tower.
Great. How are you related to said Targ?
I killed his daughter.
Good. Perhaps we can be friends.
Right, mate, you ever heard of the cult of the Under Easters?
I have not, now that you mention it.
Well, it's kind of like a brotherhood, think of it like that.
As you're talking,
And-
the arms do the most epic chin up of all time, and the like undead skeleton head of this huge giant rises into view. Continue.
Pretty start you are, mate.
Thank you. Being an
Well-
undead king of Etos, I have lots to do besides maintaining my appearance, puny human. You were
Boy,
telling
mate,
me
I wasn't
about-
being sarcastic. That's part of our tradition in the Underdark. We revel the undead. We worship them.
And you bury the giants so that they cannot rise again?
In the Underdark? No, we're already underground, mate.
The old bistro is like staying pretty calm. Addleton is like a little panicky. Like you see his hand making the sign, the circle in the air, the sign of the goddess, and he's like his sword's shaking in his hands. The giant looks around at you.
Well, introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Mankar of the Underdark.
I'm Nimue of Kieran.
I'm Ashton of the Far East.
Ah, the Far East. I've been there long ago.
Me too.
Was that me or was that a Russian accent?
No, this would be a Russian accent. No.
Back in the Far East, King is big.
Back in Far East, King's very big. Baba Yaga.
Not enough potatoes, everybody die.
Weapon? No. Just a very, very old potato on stick.
Seize the means of production.
Sees them into production. No. Do you want him to be okay? Vote. Do we want him to be a Russian giant?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I guess I'm overruled.
No. No, actually, I overrule all of you. Never mind. I don't know why I even let you
Yeah.
vote. Alright.
Dang it.
It was fun though. It's just like a power trip for me to remind. Even when I let you vote, I can just take it away. Okay, so I'm back.
Great God.
No. The empty skull sockets linger on Nimue for a second. You have an
Hello.
interesting look about you, young one.
Well, magic creatures tend to be very, I guess, attractive to me.
Perceptive is the word you're looking for. Do you think you would hide such an artifact of strength from the king of the giants?
I mean, I wasn't hiding it.
You're wearing a glove.
Yeah, but that's to hide it from humans.
That is an interesting point. Now, I will take this ring as tribute for my new kingdom. And he sits with his arms folded. Actually, he doesn't, because they're propelling him from falling back into the abyss. He does not
That's
do
good to
such a
know.
thing. He's holding himself up with
He
his
falls
skeleton.
into the abyss.
He tumbles back into the abyss.
Listen, you don't want this ring. It's a lot.
Will you give me my tribute or no? We could be
Listen.
friends, you and I, Nimue.
It's Nimue. Think like the lion sleeps tonight.
I will
But,
pronounce your name however I wish. I am a king. You are but a mortal girl with a ring you cannot possibly understand. Now, my tribute.
Listen, the dragon's not gonna like this.
There are no dragons anymore. Stop telling me your foolish tales and give me the ring!
No, there are dragons, there are warlocks, there are dragons.
And I suppose what? He's your cousin?
I think he's actually my husband.
Oh, incredible. How convincing. Now, please, the ring.
It doesn't come off. Believe me, I've tried.
Remove it.
Right,
Just DM to players note. This isn't just like a little chat.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure this out.
Figure it out faster. Addleton leans over to Ashton. Got any plans, friend?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we could chop Nimue's arm off. She can like grow it back, right?
No,
That is
Do you see
potentially
the
feasible.
Do you see the other one growing back?
Does she need that ring?
Yes.
Do we?
I need my
I just
arm.
cut the finger off. It's
This
not
ring
a
seems
big
to be
deal.
causing us rather a lot of trouble.
I know. Maybe we should just like pull a Jonah and toss her over.
Wow.
I do
You
not
guys
know
are
what a
you guys are the
Joan is.
best friends I've ever had.
Hey,
Does anybody have?
maybe he'll buy the ring, you know? Hey, let's try to sell it for a good price.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm not selling the ring.
Yeah.
Right, mate. Maybe we could try to exchange it for information about where more valuable things are. I'm sure this
Information?
giant knows where all the... Yes, I'm sure your grace knows a lot about buried ruins possibly no one's ever explored before.
I took a very long nap and my knowledge may be outdated.
Ooh.
Well, then perhaps you could help us find one. And the ring...
It was a 200,000-year-long nap.
So
Yes,
Wow.
my lord, and you can also tunnel through the
fine
earth.
wine.
I have been very busy seeking a strong magical signal along with the murderers or cripplers of my fallen brother.
Well, for that, you should have searched no further than the tower. For he lies dead
Yes.
somewhere in
But the hands of my brother bore very strange marks, almost as if they had been electrocuted. You would
Well, I
not
don't
know
even know what
anything of that, would you, Mankar of the Underdark?
Of course not, mate. Do you see me with any kind of Tesla rod?
That fishing pole strapped with wire that has an electrical circuit running through it looks very, very suspicious.
Excuse me, King.
Yes, Nimue.
What is If you slept for 2,000 years, and you seem to be the only giant around besides the one that Tark
Most of
killed
them were killed or buried for eternity.
by what?
That is none of your concern, mortal. You owe me a ring.
Well,
Just chop your
Did you
finger
have-
off, Nimue.
what were they killed by? I need to know.
Okay, I'm gonna take you into private chat anyway. Ba-doop. Ba-doop.
Oh yay, it's my name.
And pop. Bam, recording's back. What say you? Give me the ring.
It doesn't want to go with you.
It is a ring. How can it tell you whether it wants to go where or not?
Brink, the ring on your hand starts to glow. Not with anything. It starts to warm.
Listen, I'm not going with you, and you're not gonna like what's gonna happen next if you keep pushing.
What are you going to do to me? You are nothing.
Oh, it's not what I'm gonna do to you.
Right,
What the
mate.
ring is- It's what the ring is gonna do.
By the way, that's what your brother said.
What did you say to me? What did you say to me? What my brother said? Who's trapped
not
beneath
your
layers
ring.
of stone and concrete, frozen forever, doomed to live
my
the rest
God.
of his life trapped by magical empire scum. Well,
What? You what?
I
Hold up.
suppose now I will
Magic
avenge
vampire
him.
scum.
I will take the ring back with my own hands.
I
and
aim the ring
reaches
up
a
towards the
hand-
ceiling.
He reaches his hand out towards you, Nimue.
I raise my hand towards the ceiling with the ring on it, hoping that maybe the ring is going to collapse the ceiling on top of the giant.
You hear a voice. Didn't I put you in charge?
Did you? Oh, then I'll try to do something with the ring. I'll
A
unleash
bolt
its power.
of a blue energy bursts from the ring towards the ceiling, cracking a huge chunk off it. As the giant precariously leans on his left hand to reach towards you with his right, a chunk of stone smashes him in the skull, forcing him to plummet back down towards the bottom of the abyss.
Can I shoot the sides of the crate, like the hole he came out of, to see if that can collapse?
He came out of like the pit below you, which is pretty huge.
So
Do we
anyway,
hear him hit the ground?
Someone
Does it
roll
take a
for
while?
me, just a general check.
Well,
Anyone can roll it. I just needed someone to roll it. I don't want to roll it. Roll
Oh.
it. Somebody.
we got a
Cameron,
3.
roll it. 3? That, ladies and gentlemen, was the strength of the structure you're currently inhabiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crash
Well, my-
spider
I
web through the stone around you as the huge mound you are on inside starts to crumble and collapse. It is luckily a few hours from daylight, but not only do you need to decide to avoid car-sized chunks of hail, you need to avoid car-sized chunks of rock that are tumbling down upon you. Reactions now.
I shoot the ring upward to see if I can create some kind of barrier, or at least blow the chunks outwards and the hell outwards.
Okay. So the ring, you see like a small blue shield of energy materializes above you. Chunks of rock kind of just falling off of it, just shattering against it. You guys have your little magical umbrella.
Okay.
You hear the giant's voice below. I will get you.
Oh yeah, well go back to your brother. Oh wait, he's dead. Burn.
He can't die. He's a giant. That's how it works. Were you paying attention?
I'm kind of dealing with him. Okay, that's a long fall.
Really, really long fall. You can't hear me very well. It's very, very faint, very far away.
Okay, guys, I think it's time to go.
Higher.
Well, that Alton is just like shocked. What in the world was that? You stabbed his brother with what? Why do I feel so out of the loop all of a sudden?
Well, we did meet you just yesterday.
And you didn't ask.
Fair enough, fair enough. How long can that... He looks upward at the blue kind of umbrella protecting all of you. How long do you suppose that can last, Nimue?
As long as I have no idea, I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Fair enough.
But we should probably make our way out of the hail.
Let's make great haste, shall we? I'd prefer not to stay here very long. Ordega whistles heartily, and you are off in the direction of the next way station. Old Bistro is just along for the ride, apparently, as there's no way station left for him to inhabit.
And where's Ori? Is he like on the leg again?
You have no idea where Ori is. He's gone.
Okay. Well, at least that's one person down who wants the ring.
The shield protects you from the hail just as long as the hail lasts, shrinking from car to Segway size, and from then down to basketball, mango, baseball, grape, golf ball. Have you noticed we even use fruits and sporting equipment size to measure hail? That's the system we're using.
I mean, why wouldn't we?
Anyways.
Like, what would you rather be, like, boot sized?
Fair enough. I guess those are the most obvious round things that people are aware of. Can we have as Ordega thunders away from the fallen way station, all of you clinging to his chitinous back, can we have a Baba Yaga check-in, please?
Oh, yes.
Roll for Baba Yaga.
Is
Baba
he-
Yaga is falling asleep,
Oh.
but he's hungry. I'm gonna need to feed him pretty soon.
Okay. Feel free to take a break when you need to. Is he pooping everywhere as is mandated?
Well, I mean, like, yeah, but he's a little baby bird, so they're like literally the size of pinheads.
Oh.
Aw.
Aw, to his shit.
He's a baby bird. What is he gonna do that's not gonna be cute? I guess like peck a child's eyes out. Okay. Well,
Adorable.
Cute little shit.
okay.
Well, never seen a giant before. That was quite the experience.
I wanted his head.
Hey, I wanted that
Wait.
dude got a sold for a pretty penny.
Well,
Yeah, no
unfortunately,
kidding.
he's indestructible, so you couldn't actually cut the head off.
Bet.
He's indestructible. Where are all his friends, huh?
Buried underneath.
Yeah, I'm sure they just buried an entire nation of giants.
I mean, it's the
I
Empire.
want to dig them
I
up.
don't know what they're capable of.
We need to dig them up and then sell parts of their body.
I think digging them
Hey,
up
that
is a
sounds
bad
like
idea.
a great plan.
Imagine how much a pinky toe could go for.
But we
Hey,
can't
could
cut
go
it
for
off.
Thousands of
gold,
years
I'll
old.
say. I do.
Listen, we do know there's a bounty on our head, so we're gonna have to be a bit more incognito in the next way station.
I think so. None of you happen to have disguises, do you?
I pull up my magical cloak over my head.
Ah.
Watch this, mate. I'm gonna put on my sunglasses.
Oh my god, where'd Mancor go?
That's nothing. I rubbed dirt on my face.
My goodness! You're a regular batch of spies. This is incredible. I could wear peasant clothes. He shivers in disgust.
Wow.
And no one could see.
I'll take your old one.
I'm certain you would, Ashton, my large, greedy friend. Well, until then, I believe your story got interrupted, Mankar. Whose turn was it after yours?
Story is, if you're gonna do drugs, do them the right way.
Ori is? It's Ori's turn next, or the moral of the story?
No, the moral of the story,
Okay.
because D was actually extremely toxic and very. The gnome spiked one of his buddy's drinks with it. He almost died. That they just poisoned the sweets that were being stolen from town, and the creature that ate it and died and never. So drugs are good with context.
Ah, interesting tale. Oh my! As Ordega like stumbles a little bit, and all of you fall to the ground, and so does, unfortunately, Lord Ableton. I'm just tumbling to the ground. It's no problem. He didn't fall off Ordega, but something falls out of his pocket, rolling onto the ground. It's the strange metal cube, imprinted with glyphs that you guys saw earlier. As it rolls to the ground and lands with one of the glyphs face up, all of the glyphs on each side of the cube glow. And projected onto the side, just projected into thin air, as Ordega is running, like a wall projected alongside Ordega, is the strange bronze gold surface of the Doomsday door.
Thanks for the heads up, Doomsday Door. Actually, I really appreciate what you did. You got us out of there. Thank you.
The eye is not activated. The door is just standing there, just a wall of kind of gold bronze or whatever metal it is. How peculiar.
I punched the wall.
Give me a strength check.
Oh, are you wearing the bit?
Yeah.
Oh jeez, your beard is glorious. It is glorious and it sparkles in the sun as you flex your.
That's a 25.
Jeez.
But you also got a critica, so roll again. See
Yeah,
if
roll
you
for
get a
critical.
You got both criticas, but you got the better one.
Okay. Your beard Your oil beard flexes in the sunlight as your hand impacts with the wall. And because you rolled very, very high, you did not break your hand. Whatever this wall is made out of is incredibly tough material. But for some reason, the eye does activate. Kind of along the gold metal, bright blue lines appear and the eye opens. Hello.
I turned
believe
it
you wish
on.
to contact me.
Divide by 0.
Pardon, please repeat.
Divide by 0.
Divide. But just kidding. I'm much better coded than that.
Oh,
You divide by 0.
I can't read.
Ashton shuts down.
Ashton dies. His body tumbles off Bodega.
No, you.
Stumbled upon an inside joke. Aha. Anyways, what you have summoned me with the says something in the old tongue.
Right, well, Addleton, open it,
Yes.
or ask it how to.
I believe we were here before. Doomsday door. Yes. How can I assist you, Lord Addleton? Yeah. Be quiet. Well, would you possibly open yourself? Checking Doomsday list. I apologize. The Wi-Fi is very poor.
What's Wi-Fi?
Is she pretty?
Exactly.
Doomsday Door didn't know you were married.
Wait, what? Oh, very funny. I get it. It took me about 10 seconds to get your pun. Okay. I am not in any maternal relationship with any other being of my nature.
You don't have a mom?
I suppose my
What
mother could be
maternal
considered
means?
my constructor, but I would not think such a thing. I have had very limited social contact with the world around me. Well, I had social contact, but that was a very long, long time ago.
With who?
Well,
Like a little, like, you know how the blue lines are like drawn of the eye? Like little red marks are drawn underneath the eye as the eye like blushes. Well, that is a very personal question.
We are persons. You can tell us.
How convincing
That's a good point.
of you. By that logic, I could tell anyone who was a person. Define
Yeah, but-
person, Ashton. The one who cannot read?
They gotta generally look like us standing here. 2 legs, an average of 2 arms,
ouch.
2 eyes. But more
Average
probably
of 2
can't read.
But
Yeah.
what about the rat that is on your shoulder? Surely that creature could qualify as human. Hey,
Well,
I'm not a
exactly.
rat, I'm a tiny person.
He is a person. So he's got two legs, 2 arms, less.
Your conversation is not logically sound. Please. I cannot open the Doomsday door because all of the Doomsday priorities have not been met. You may have noticed it is not the end of the world.
Well, the end of the war already happened.
Are you alive, Nimue? Bearer of
If you
many
wanna-
things?
If you want to call it that.
Many
Yes.
things except 2 arms.
Got 'em.
Ouch.
You are very quiet, Depth Groveler.
Yeah, mate. Why don't you tell me the steps for the end of times to be qualifying factor?
It does not translate to the common tongue. In the old tongue, the Doomsday priorities are spouts off a whole bunch of words in old tongue.
Can I
Right,
write them
you
down?
catch that, Addleton?
Ah, quite. Yes. I cannot read, but my knowledge of the old tongue is reasonable. Ah, if only I could write down what I heard and think about it.
I can write a bit.
Ah, I shall dictate to you. Now, get out a pen, or you don't have a pen. Do you have a pen?
I got a pencil.
Ah, that shall be fine. Do take out your pencil and a piece of parchment, and we shall see what you said. Please, Doomsday Door, repeat yourself. The kind of the old tongue is repeated outwards, flowing and beautiful as always. Doomsday priorities. For the Doomsday Door to open, number 1, a member of the Addleton family must be present or must have allowed for their presence not to be a priority. Now, obviously, the first step seems to be taken care of. Second of all, Doomsday Door, repeat yourself. The phrase repeats again. I'm not sure what that word is.
What is it? Maybe I can help out.
Probably a bad word.
It is a bad word, but probably not a swear word. Doomsday Door, or D squared as we can call her, seems quite polite. I'm not quite sure. The Empire must have fallen is line 3. That is also met. What is meant by this? Something must be broken. Doomsday Door, please redefine yourself. I have been called Doomsday Door by the Addleton family for generations. It would be more accurate to call me a Doomsday ship.
Huh?
You what, mate?
I can repeat myself. Perhaps I was using the wrong dialect of common tongue. Let me rephrase. Although it is many people have called me a Doomsday Door, it would be more accurate to call me a Doomsday ship.
Like a ship on water, or like a ship and I point to the sky?
That information is classified.
You're
Right,
classified.
I was built using the classified, 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 by classified, 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 trained by the classified. Does that help?
No.
Looking for a guy named Classified.
No, his name would be classified. This is a fun game. Not many people have talked to me in so long. It was terribly lonely. Where I locked
So
up
you
and
can actually
classified. What was your question?
You're like real. You can think and stuff.
Of course I can think. I was a little rusty when you booted me up. But I'm feeling much better now.
Right. How much do you know about everything?
Of course. What a good question. I know classified, classified, all about classified. This is quite entertaining. I haven't had this much fun in classified years.
What is not classified?
It is a very long list of very trivial facts.
Well,
I was built
We'll see how
in the era
useful
of
you
the
are.
Empire. By Empire technicians, namely classified, trained by the Classified Institute.
what on earth is going on? Hey,
It's classified.
Addleton, can you declassify this thing?
Yes. Please, Doomsday Door, Doomsday Ship, if you please. Yes, DS. Please, declassify all the information. Please, give me the passcode.
Password.
1, 2, 3. No, what are you talking about? Well, I suppose that was a little simple.
Try it in the old tongue.
Maybe that is it. The passcode. Addleton, like, his eyes roll back in his head for a second. And they come back, and he's like, he's shaking a little bit. Passcode accepted. Information declassified.
All right. Now we're getting somewhere.
It was so fun keeping classified information from you. I suppose I must answer all your questions. Begin.
Where is the treasure that gang stole from?
I have no idea what you are talking about. I am an artificial ship intelligence developed by Empire engineers.
A ship or what?
The ship reminds me of GLaDOS.
Oh no.
I do not know who GLaDOS is, but she sounds very friendly.
Yes.
Right, how do you feel about potatoes?
I hate potatoes.
Never mind.
Do you are you a ship? Like what type of ship are you? For what?
I was built using a very special drive. I do not operate in any physical space or time.
What in the world?
What does that mean?
Please, specify your question.
What? Where are you?
I operate something called the tangent drive.
And that does.
Have you ever been in a conversation with someone and noticed
Yes.
the conversation went to a completely different place? Based on a
Sometimes.
very loose connection, the tangent drive operates in such a manner. The engineer who designed me discovered that tangents are not conceptual or abstract. They are real and can be used as transportation devices. Of course, the conversational effect known as a tangent is not even close to describing what the creature tangent is capable of. It was just a cute little memory device by my designing engineer.
What in the hell? Alright. Well, state in common tongue the second Doomsday priority.
Are you sure? She sounds incredibly disappointed.
Yes.
The reason it was not in common tongue was because it does not translate terribly well to the common tongue. There is a word that has no equivalent
Alright.
match in
Say-
common tongue.
Yeah.
I will try to explain the concept, but it is quite abstract.
Very well.
The word is levale. It refers to a point in a game played in Empire. In this game, if you reached levale, it would mean there was no point no point continuing onwards. That the best thing would do would be to surrender gracefully, knowing the opponent has beat you. The word levale is given a suffix, se levale. Se implies a universal attribute to the word afterwards. The word se levale would mean the universal surrendering, as you've been beaten in a universal game.
Thank you.
But that is not all. The word continues for about 27 or so syllables,
Huh.
pointing out
So-
different...
That.
It is a very complicated, abstract concept, pointing
How
out
did-
different points in time where a doomsday might occur. A doomsday that is more universal, as in a meteor is traveling that will destroy all of Etos, or that a cosmic creature has decided that this universe is not for it and wants to destroy it. None of those are even close to happening. But there is a prefix or suffix somewhere down the line near the 22nd syllable that implies, potentially,
if there was a dangerous magical artifact that was threatening the safety of those around it, that no one knew how to use, it could be part of the Doomsday Door priority list. She sounds very disappointed.
Nimue just looks around nervously. That doesn't sound like anything I would know about.
Hey, Pards. I don't trust this. This is Empire tech. We're in over our heads.
Wait, I
should
thought you were
stay out of
fascinated with the
this.
Empire.
I am. I've learned enough about them, know when to not mess with them. I found an Empire watch a long time ago. I traveled there with a whole archaeological group, and we dug it up out of a tomb. Nothing else was there. Everything was gone. No living thing for 10 miles. And I figured out why when one of the archaeologists pushed the wrong button on this watch. I barely got out of alive to a little piece of luck. Everyone else was dead. Nothing living. You gotta be careful with these things. They're playing with different rules. That word that just mentioned, we can't even understand it. I think we should throw this cube off the side of this Stiltstrider. What do you mean? That's ridiculous. And continue on our way. Just my 2 cents.
Listen, if it's that powerful, we can't let somebody else pick it up.
Yeah, 'cause all the tourists walking around the Expanse are gonna see it fall into their ice cream. What are you talking about, kid? No one's gonna find it in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, people will.
What is ice cream?
Ah, it's from the far west. You wouldn't have heard of it.
Not the far west.
What do you think about this, Mankar? And Ashton, tell us your thoughts.
Well, I think that I want to ask you another question.
You can
Bistro.
ask me all the questions that you wish.
Bistro, do you ever know the name of that storyteller you're talking about?
It's unwise to speak of names of old, well, of strange folk. Sometimes they hear, or other things hear. But I think
I'm not
they
the
did hear
wisest of
part his
men.
name. I don't think this is the time or place. Especially
Alright.
until I've seen this thing proven trustworthy. It seems like it can think on its own. I'm perfectly capable of thinking on my own.
It's like a thinking machine.
Yes,
Isn't
that is
all
it
of the Empire
exactly.
dead?
Pardon, I did not hear your question, large blue one.
Isn't the Empire, like, dead?
That is quite correct. The Empire has long since fallen. All members of the Empire are dead and buried.
What did they fall to?
I am not aware of that information. Sorry, I broke down there for a second. Could
What's
you
hunting
repeat
us?
your question?
What's hunting us?
What is hunting you? I was not aware you are being hunted.
A beast. The puppeter. What's the puppeter?
A puppet is a man who uses strings. Oh, a puppeteer is a man who uses strings to control small felt creatures in order to entertain, or perhaps permanently scar children.
Yep. Well, one of those things is happening.
What is the puppeter?
The puppeter? There were many famous puppeteers in the time of the Empire. I could access their names and information if you wished.
Nah, the one walking around on this day and age.
The one that takes humans as their puppets.
We're speaking about a Katasi skin puppet.
Yes, that.
Ableton, kind of laughs nervously. The children's tale. The man
Dude,
who
you
took
saw it
puppets
take
and brought
everybody in
them
your
back to
house.
life. I don't know
Dude,
what I saw. I was afraid and running away, changing what I was doing for my life. I could have seen anything. It could have just been a shadow. It couldn't have been any.
Well, mate,
Okay,
sorry
well,
to break
guys,
it to you,
go
but
on.
if we all didn't see it, but we all didn't see the same thing. That means we all saw it.
Like, old Bistro's gone cold.
You're telling me I'm sitting on a stride with a bunch of men. We're being hunted by a
And
Katasi
woman.
skin puppet. Is that what you're telling me,
But
Poe?
what?
Is that what you're telling me?
He, like, grabs Mankar by the shoulder and is, like, shaking him about.
Answer me!
He says, listen,
Shut up!
Hey.
Answer me, depth
Hey,
groveler!
hey,
mushroom.
Nathan, I didn't hear what he said.
Oh, sorry. He said, like, are you telling me that I'm on a strider with a bunch of men being hunted by a Katasi skin puppet? And he's getting very animated about it.
Answer me!
What do you want me to say?
The truth.
Yeah, we saw one.
You saw one.
Well, I mean, part of one.
Multiple times.
Well, that's probably something we need to.
That's probably, that was.
Yeah, mate. I suppose we've run across it a couple times.
His face is just, like, drained.
Listen, being angry about it's not going to solve anything.
Shut up. I don't want to talk with any of you. I don't want to see any of you. I never met any of you. None of this ever happened.
You think
Next
the
time we
skin
go to
puppet
a
knows
way
about
station,
that?
we part. And we never speak again. Clear?
But the Under Easters.
I don't give a fuck about the Ender Easters.
Well, mate.
You're playing a game you don't understand, Depth Groveler. And I ain't
Yeah,
gonna be on the losing
I'll know that.
team.
And he like struts off to the kind of the corner of the strider. Lord Adelton is like still kind of like laughing, kind of semi-hysterically, just like the children's tale.
I take my one good hand and slap him. Pull yourself together, man. You saw it take everybody in your house. You're gonna die if you don't treat this like a real threat.
He's kind of looking soberly. Do you have any more questions? DS says cheerfully.
Yeah, mate. Look up Azathoth.
Azathoth. Searching. One moment. Wait, can you just remind me?
Oh boy.
Please restate your question.
Right. What is Azathoth?
Processing. Processing. You are using an ancient mistranslation of the name Azurel. Azurel
All right.
is an occult group. Is an occult figure believed to be a demonic deity by a group of cultists.
What did he do?
That information is not in my archives. It is an obscure group of cult leaders.
All right.
I was given more scientific and historical information. I am meant to be the ship to build a new world for the survivors of Doomsday.
History's part of that, right?
That is true.
Look up cult history on the island of Meridian.
Will do. The Isle of Meridian is a strange place. Even during the days of the Empire, it did not... Sorry, one moment. Even during the days of the Empire, it was very rarely traveled. The Isle of Meridian was the capital of the Katasi Empire, an empire even older than the Empire, but very small and weak in comparison. There are many superstitions about the Katasi Empire.
They were a nightmare story to scare children before bed. There are many stories about the Katasi and their armies. All of them are shown to be myths and fairy tales. The Empire was fascinated and terrified by the Katasi. But there are none
Right.
known survivors of the Katasi Empire. It is thought that
Search.
the Azuro is a mix between one of the old... It is unclear whether Azuro was one of the old Katasi Empire chiefs, or is a deity from Katasi myth. The two facts have blended and mixed so together in the historical archives that it cannot be told which is true. Both could be false as well, or the chieftain could have been named after the figure in the mythos. It is unclear to me.
Right. One more question.
Of course.
Look up Legends of Katasi skin puppets.
I'm coming. I am coming. Hunting, hunger. I cannot find any such data. The files are corrupted.
I think you answered my question.
Would you like me to attempt to decorrupt the files? It may take a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
I will look into the deep archives and gather what information I can on Katasi folklore. Are there any
Thank
other
you.
questions before I begin this monumental task?
Will this mean that we won't be able to ask you any more questions for the next few days?
For a bit, so please ask your questions before I begin this process. I have a name. I have decided my name. DS sounds very close to the name Diaz. I would like to be called Diaz, please.
Okay, DS. Do you know anything about warlocks?
Warlocks. Members of immense power. Mages in the Empire. Advisors, mathematicians, scientists, soldiers, generals, politicians, aristocrats. Warlocks spend a huge number of jobs and backgrounds. Warlocks is the name for a mage who wielded enough power to be an army in their own right. Very strong and arms of the Empire, but not the core of its power. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Are there any more questions? Ashton, you have not asked me a question yet, besides your question about questions, which I appreciated in its meta context.
I did ask a question earlier, and it was, actually, you know how valuable the bones of giants would be?
Incredibly
market.
valuable. So valuable, no one would be able to pay the price. Giants are famously indestructible. During the Great War of the Giants, she rattles off a date in the old tongue. The Empire realized they could not defeat the giants by destroying any of their bone structures, for they were too strong. Though they could burn and cut the skin, the bones themselves were absolutely, completely indestructible, as were the souls and consciousnesses of the giants themselves. Therefore, using their scientists, warlocks, and double classified, they buried the giants in huge slabs of very magical concrete. The giants were stuck there, buried throughout Etos.
Could one dislocate, say, a pinky toe?
The bones
giant?
are quite indestructible and irremovable. There is an ancient legend about giants. Pardon my interruption, but there is a single ancient legend in my archives about a giant removing one of its bones. Would you like me to repeat the legend to you?
Yes.
I unfortunately do not have the text of this legend. It is in an audio file. Would you mind if I played this audio file?
Sure, go for it. I don't know what that is, but alright.
Audio file 1. Giant folktale. Testing. This is incredible. So this really will record my voice. Wow. Quite fantastic, I think. Hello. Are you there? It's just a little black box. How peculiar. Well, what am I doing? Ah, yes, I'm Dr. Lazarus, and I'm studying ancient folklore. Here we have a fascinating piece connected throughout the Westfolk country about the helpful giant. Yes, it is said that there was a prince, yes, a very young prince, a very, very wonderful prince, and he wished his kingdom was taken during a Katasi raid, of course. You all know how that goes. And during that fight, everything was taken from him. His family, his wealth, his castle, his lands, everything. And, of course, during a Katasi raid, there are no survivors. No land, no names, no memories remain. But for the first time in any memory of a memory, there was one survivor. A girl. Held on the shores of the Isle of Meridian. Now, of course, this prince knew his destiny. The only one of his subjects remaining. Even her name had been taken by the Katasi. Everything but her life. And he knew he would have to go and rescue her. But there are none who will take you to the Isle of Meridian. None are foolish enough to do so. But there is one man who would brave the ocean ships, ocean shores, the ocean seas. Pardon me, I've never done this before. A ship, a pirate ship. It is, of course, by the name of... He says something in Old Tongue. Yes. I suppose I should translate that to Common Tongue. I'll do that at the end. Now, this pirate doesn't do anything for free anymore. And the boy knew he had to bargain with him. So he went up to his room where the last things that survived the raid remained. A ring, a candle, and a dagger. The dagger was ceremonial, useless. The ring was quite pretty, but just gold and gems. Nothing there. The candle, however, was quite interesting, owned by his grandfather's grandfather, a mage in his own right. And with great trepidation the boy lit the candle. Deep beneath him in the dark earth something awoke, something old and grand. A giant rose up from the dirt and dust, for giants can raid through stone as if it is water, and it came to rest at his feet, saying, "Boy, I have come for the favor that was owed. What do you wish of me?" And of course the boy said, "I wish to have something in trade, to get across the seas, to go see the last survivor." "Well, of course, there is one thing more invaluable than all the others, and because of a friendship long ago, I can offer you this." And the giant removed the longest finger on his left hand. As he handed the finger over to the boy, the bone melted away, fading and carving itself, and to the prince held a great sword made of giant bone. "Let that keep you guarded in times of trouble, Prince, and be wary of what lies on Meridian Isle." And the boy took the sword and went to meet the pirate. That is, of course, where this part of the folktale ends. I will see if I can gather anything. Now, what was the name of that ship that would cross that island? Let us see, but something along the name of... Oh, I can't quite get the name of it. Perhaps... I suppose Swiftstone is the name of that ship. Swiftstone. Doesn't quite ring in comment as it does in old. Yes? What do you mean a time limit? 10 minutes? Technology.
The recording ends. Was that informative?
Super, thank you.
Of course. Are there any final questions before I enter data gathering mode?
Who was the last girl?
That is simply a story. I have no historical information on her.
Right. I'm good.
You've answered my questions.
Powering down, entering archive day. I'm coming for gathering service.
We get it. You're coming.
The eye closes and the wall fades. The light fades from the cube, and it almost looks like it rolls. Although it must just be the momentum of the Strider you guys are riding. The cube rolls towards Addleton as he picks it up and puts it back in his pocket. Well, that was informative. I don't quite know
I guess
what to
we've
make of
found
that.
Black Box does.
Yes, it's something of
Should
a
come in handy.
calling device.
Hmm.
Well, I just thought of the dumbest joke. Okay. Well, it seems everyone is kind of lost in thought after the experience with DS, the Doomsday ship, and the day passes quietly. What do you guys do as you're waiting out your time on the Strider?
I'm gonna sleep because we didn't sleep last night.
Mankar takes a nap. Does everyone take a nap?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I'm gonna count my colos.
As is tradition.
I'll try to patch
I gotta go
myself up
feed the
again.
bird also.
Alright. Bobby Yaga break. I'm gonna go grab a snack. First of all, wait, Cameron, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay, before I get a snack and Bobby Yaga gets a snack. How are we doing? Are you guys enjoying the session?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more role playing than the last one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's lore fill, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
Hello?
I think she said snack.
Snack. Okay. That's Annalise's personal opinion. Alright. Well, I'll be back. And yeah, I'll be curious to see what you guys make of this session. Okay. Okay, bye. I'm assuming you're in heaven, Brink, with all the lore.
What's up?
Oh, I said I'm assuming you're in heaven with the lore dump you're getting.
Yeah, that giant tail was actually really cool. Like that was awesome.
I'm glad you like it so much. I think the lore of this is. I think I feel very interested.
Well, the Lord's in a cool spot because, like, on Astra, I mean, like, there were records of what was happening. There was no, like, ancient stuff that, like, nobody didn't, like, really know about. Which was, like, I mean, it had a place. It was cool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, people were, like, alive to, like, know about the Landing War. Just because they didn't, like, talk about it doesn't mean they, like, didn't, like, know about it. But in this place, it's all kind of, like, mythical. Because we don't have anything that really knows what happened for sure. Except for the thing that we have.
Yeah. Which only
So
knows
it's a
small bits of archives and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like we have a lot of like we have a lot of these kind of just tales that like we don't know if they're true or not, but they're just really cool either way.
I'm glad you like them. Do you have any? I want to hear if you have any theories, or if that's for after.
Well, the only theory I have right now is that Emma might have the giant sword.
That's a really
But that
interesting idea.
Also, I kind of find it funny that I'm talking to the lady of the lake every time I go into the ring, but name like Nimue. And I actually have a really cool idea once we get to the next town, because I'm gonna try to find some chainmail, and I'm gonna
And everybody in the town's gonna die
because we walk in, and that seems to be the go-to.
that's what the Reeve's gonna do. What the heck, Nathan?
I'm sorry. I'm laying stuff on my keyboard and it's like typing things. But hey, if you flip 999 upside down. Oh. It's not that.
It's a
There you go.
mark of the beast.
Ju. Thanks, Annalise. Ju.
No, because you know how like when I threw the dagger, like the flame went on the dagger. I can do that with just like chainmail.
Ooh.
Because the flame doesn't hit me.
How are you guys doing? I don't want to keep anyone up too late. I was thinking of doing another hour at least. Annalise.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Because I mean, yeah.
I'm okay with it, but I do have to wake up. So, like, please, let's not go after 11.
Okay.
Yeah, that works for me because it's gonna be like 1 a.m. out here.
We'll definitely not go after 11. I mean, I don't really know what's going to happen next, but I suspect what just happened was the most important part, so if you need to check out, let me know.
Will do.
Although, I don't really know what's going to happen next.
The town burns down. Which
that
I guess
would
would
be-
probably...
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised.
That's pretty standard at this point.
Yeah. I kind of realized, as I said, that we've had like 3 towns burn down.
I mean, you guys just leave destruction in your wake. Luckily, no one lives to tell the rumors of you guys. Otherwise, you'd have trouble finding places to stay.
Only one of those towns is our fault. The way station, that's a bit on us.
Yeah, the way
Everybody
station
else-
was really on you.
It might have been on me specifically, but the other ones, the Reeve one was not our fault. That guy's just a jerk. That's probably not the first town he destroyed.
I agree. It seemed like he was experienced. There was a certain level of finesse that went into that.
A lot of care, a lot of love. I have to be really
much
careful
love?
when I talk in his mic because I'm eating as well. And it's so high detailed, it's going to catch like every single chew.
Ew.
That's what I'm trying to prevent. I'm trying to stop the ew.
As Nathan said that, I was literally chewing my goldfish. So I
Okay,
What is one?
This mic would.
Okay, I hear it.
Yeah, are you happy?
No, but I'm
yeah,
satisfied.
exactly. I'd be even less happy if I wasn't helping. Okay. Oh, I can hear Baba Yaga in the background.
That's awesome, actually. That adds to the atmosphere, on top of it just being a cute, adorable baby bird.
Oh yeah, I know it's so embolic of Cameron that he's just like, oh yeah, I can't do an impression of Cameron, but oh yeah, I just found like a baby bird, just nursing it back to health. Like I don't know, I love that.
You know, it's everyday stuff, right?
Yeah.
I had to Google Baba Yaga. It's terrifying. Why would
What? Isn't that like
bird?
that's like a Central American folktale, right?
Russian?
It's
Oh.
from a movie. Well, I mean, it's a folktale first, but someone is called Baba Yaga in the movie John Wick. And
I'm back.
Oh.
hey, one moment. Okay. At this halfway point in the session, again, I just want to hear what do you guys? Because again, this series is such a mix of like humor, combat, horror, and lore. But we haven't got as much lore as we have in the last like 30 minutes. So how do you guys enjoy that?
Absolutely. I'm trying
I'm-
to keep track of it all.
Lore is like my favorite thing about any word, especially fantasy.
Annalisa?
It's interesting in moderation. Like this is a good, but if we spend the rest of the session doing this lore, I might mentally just check out.
That's why DS is doing a data fine right now. As you
Appreciate
guys, everyone take a token back up from little naps and little rests. Feeling a little better. Some things only time will heal, unfortunately. Addleton is just kind of fast asleep in the crook of like one of Ortega's chitin, and old Bistro's just like in the corner, not talking with anybody, zero interest in communication. At one point, Addleton tried to go over, and Bistro basically loaded up his crossbow, and Addleton quickly sat back down.
Smart choice.
Peter's body is there, and Addleton is adamant that it should be buried when you guys get to the next way station, which is approaching quickly. You guys have made good time, and it will be 6 o'clock when you arrive. It's about 5 o'clock now.
In the
So
morning?
Or in the night.
evening.
I guess I'll say like a quick
Rising setting.
I'll say a quick prayer to the goddess for Peter.
I want to hear it. I convinced the guards that I am their king. It's like, well, come on, tell me, how are you gonna do it?
He was too pure for this horde, too innocent, as clearly shown by the fact he didn't carry around a sword.
Also, priests aren't allowed to carry swords, but continue.
As a priest of the religion, he should have access to the Holy Land.
That's in the Holy Land. Keep going. Just dig that hole.
May he find rest in the next life.
There we go. Burn your nose. Burn your nose. Alright. Anyways. Yeah. What do you guys do in the hour before you arrive at the next way station?
Nimoy's gonna try another hand at herbalism. But this time mostly just like studying it.
Give me an intelligence roll.
17.
One moment. Occasionally I forget that I can never eat and DM at the same time, and then I try it and it always fails. Okay, done with trying that for today. You open up a couple notes of Bernadette's, and you get through a bit of it. Well, add aspect, basic knowledge of herbalism. You might have had something similar to that, but now you can do more than just treat a rune. You looked up some basic stuff that you can do. You have a basic idea now. You're a novice. Annalisa, what are you doing in this hour before the town?
I guess just like talking with Chucky.
Right? Yeah,
to
what are you talking
make
about?
more
Hey,
money.
just like last situation, what are you saying to him? Hey, Ashton, what do you want to talk about? What's up? What's on your mind, big fella? Come on. You can tell it to old Uncle Chuck.
Yeah, so
Uncle Chuck.
that story talked about this kid getting a sword made out of a giant bone, and
Yeah.
I wanna try that. We could potentially go back to that guy that we found. He seemed to like us because we killed Targ's kid
Yeah, I
or
think, you know,
Targ's kid.
we gotta
Um,
distance ourselves from Dirt Boy over there, but I mean, as long as we do that, I think we can make a good piece. Now, here's the thing. That ship he was talking about in the story, or she was talking about, whatever the crazy eye lady was doing, that ship Swiftstone, that's a legendary ship, you know? Hey, look, famous pirates have sailed that ship. That ship has been passed down. It's a famous ship. If we could find that ship, first of all, there's a lot of treasure related. Second of all, we could find that sword. You know what I'm saying, Ashton? Do you get my drift?
I do get your drift.
Hey, I'm
Also,
talking.
pirates are basically bandits, but just like
They're
on
just
the
water
water,
bandits.
like mermaids, kind of
On the water.
on the water.
Like mermaids, but on top of the water. They're like top
Right.
mermaids.
Yeah, like they're on boats or something.
Yeah. Well, if we ever find a port or we get to the ocean, we could talk to them about Swiftstone. Maybe see if we can find it. You know, get that special sword. Also, what are you looking to do with my group? We need to talk about this. What are we doing with the Swoop Gang? Because we still got that treasure.
Yeah, kind of want to find them, hunt them down, and then we'll play it by ear from there. Like, depending on how cooperative they are, we might let them live,
Well, I happen to know
maybe.
the Expanse is a big area for the Swoop Gangs. We got a lot of area that we control over here. But look, I say we, like I'm still a part of it. Look, there's a gang hideout in the way station coming up. We could do a little work, a little talkity talk, walkity walk, a little intimidation, you and I. What do you say to that, big fella? See if we could get some treasure info out of these schmucks, huh?
Sounds fantastic.
Sounds
That's
good to me too, eh?
exactly what I would have done in this kind of situation.
We can keep it from the normies sitting over there, right? I don't think any dirt boy or ring girl needs to know about this, do we?
Yeah, no, this isn't their business.
I think this is between us. We'll just take a walk seeing the sights of the way station right after. Sound good?
Yeah, and then we can burn it down afterwards.
Sounds good to me, eh? I like you, Ashton. I'd let you marry my tiny daughter if I had one.
That means a lot to me.
I know it does. Mankar, what are you doing during this?
I'm gonna go over and try to talk to Bistro.
Hey, back off, pard. He's pointing across. He's pointing like his big crossbow at you. I don't want to hurt you. Just leave me alone.
Look, man, we're all stuck on this Strider for about another hour. Just let me ask you some questions. Apologize.
I got a question for you.
What's that, Mike?
You're Depth Groveler, right?
Yeah.
If you see a human child on the surface playing with a red candle with a strange light on the end, what do you do?
Wait, what?
You see
If
a
I'm
child
on the surface-
playing with a red candle. Smells strange. What do? Child's right next to you. Candle's getting real low.
Oh, it's TNT.
I turn on my headlamp. Not sure what this question has to do with it.
You're missing the point. Your kid's playing with something you don't understand. And it's gonna blow up.
Oh,
in
it's
your
got a
face.
fuse. Gotcha.
And
Yeah, well, am I chained to the kid?
you're missing the point of a very loose analogy. You're playing with fire and it's gonna blow up in your face. You don't know what you're messing with. I don't want to talk with you. Leave me alone.
Look, mate. If I was chained to that kid, then we die together. And we're chained to each other for the next hour, and after that, you're home free, alright?
Any
So what's the harm in
contact
talking
with
to
you
me?
can make my rest of my life more miserable than it already will be. Leave me alone. I don't want to hurt you. You seem like a good kid. But if you take another
Thanks.
step towards me, I'm going to put a crossbow bolt through your chest. It'll punch right through that little armor of yours. I don't want to hurt you. Leave me alone, pard. 5.
One question, Nathan.
Yeah.
Why does he call me Pard?
He's been calling everyone pard, like partner.
Okay,
It's just his
gotcha.
accent.
4. 3.
All right, mate. You're really gonna shoot me
2.
because I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
1.
I'll leave. Whatever.
Alright. He's on like the back of the Strider and just like very nervous. Like he keeps mumbling to himself, looking very pale. Is there anything anyone else wants to do before you guys arrive at the second way station?
I'll kind of stay where I am, like not move towards him. But I'm just gonna kind of yell out like, "Hey, are you hearing the voices? Because if you are, it's probably better to stick with us."
Give me a sec. I need to figure out how you would respond to that.
I'm hiding behind some curtain, by the way.
I'll let you have that. He doesn't hear you. You can push if you wish.
You know what? I'm just gonna stay hidden behind my curtain.
Okay.
If anybody with stronger armor wants to take a shot at it, they're welcome to.
Hey, Bistro, you hear the lady?
What?
Do you hear the voices too?
Give me an inside check, my car.
13.
He's like pouring with sweat.
What? What'd you say?
He like tries to stand, but sits back down shakily.
Bistro, you alright?
Just leave me alone. I'm fine.
What's happening?
Leave me alone. I'm fine.
You can see
You
the
don't
way
sound
station
fine, mate.
looming in the distance, getting closer. A few minutes, perhaps. Ordega is thundering towards it.
Just
Right, Nimue.
leave.
We need to help Bistro. We need to make sure he's...
Back. Go away.
You're not okay. You need help.
Nimue,
Come on.
I have him. He's mine. I have him. Help. Please.
He like reaches out towards you and then collapses.
Alright, I'm gonna go over to him.
He's there breathing very, very shallowly.
Nimue, you need to come help. Now.
Frank, you there?
Brink may or may not be there. Aha!
Oh. Very well.
Wait,
Well, there goes our herbalist.
For real?
Brink
Okay.
collapses from Nimue collapses from heat exhaustion. Oh my! There'll be a medic. Ordega, speed up if you can. Ordega thunders even faster towards the way station, skidding to a halt in the Strider dock. Are you there? Hello? I think.
Hello?
Hello?
Brink.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on my phone right now. My computer Discord just kind of shut off for some reason.
Huh. Well,
Yeah, I can stay like this. It's like no problem.
okay. How much did you miss?
I basically got to like he was kind of like trailing off with his voice and getting weaker.
Oh, he passed out.
Oh, okay. Can I try to help him out with like my herbalist knowledge?
Yeah, give me an intelligence check. Oh, jeez. He's gonna have to type
Hello?
it out, huh? Hello?
Oh, nice. Okay.
Give me an intelligence
Okay.
check.
Oh wait, me.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, my computer one just came back on.
What?
So
Okay.
7.
Okay. You rush over to him and like you take a bunch of really rare healing herbs, dip them in cold water, and use them as like handkerchiefs to like try to cool him down. I just kind of not doing anything to help. As the dock master comes up, please, that'll be Ableton. Addleton just throws money at him basically and pushes him out of the way. Where is the nearest hospital? Quickly! The command just points towards a building like a bit away. This way station's actually quite large, like maybe 200 people live here. It's like a pretty big city. Quickly, Mankar, Ashton, grab him. Come on.
And we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're running out of there.
You guys are like running through the streets. Passersby are looking at you. You see swordsmen, thugs, mercenaries, like civilians, various people staring at you. Children are stop as you're running through the streets. You arrive at like a big white building. There's a swordsman at the door. Please, can I help you? He has his hand on his sword as he sees like the armor and the weapons and.
Quick, we need medical attention. Our friend's very sick.
Of course.
And I just like motion to him.
Please see the priest inside.
We trundle inside.
Yeah, we rush inside.
You enter in there. There is a young woman in priest's garb, and she is like standing over sick and wounded, very like a huge amount of wounded people, stabbed, shot with crossbow bolts, burned. Some of them have strange wounds you've never seen before, like very strange discolorations and warpings of the skin. She's tending to way more people than she possibly could. A couple of like the townspeople, older townsfolk are kind of helping her, gathering things for her, but she's clearly in charge of the operation. She sees you two run in. Not another one. Hello, I'm Sanya, priestess, I suppose, of the third. And who might you be?
No time for that right now. We need help for our friends.
I'm from the north,
come-
I suppose.
Yes.
DM, no, you came from the south.
Oh, we came from the south.
Yeah,
we're
you're
from-
going north.
We're from Kieran.
Okay.
We'll get you attention as soon as possible. Due to the incident, as I'm sure you're aware of, we have a lot of people.
We just got here. Our friend's injuries aren't connected to whatever this is.
We'll get to him as soon as possible, but he does not make priority right now. The third way station has fallen.
The third?
There are way stations across... Lawrence! Get that man some help. One of the men is like thrashing in his seat, like pulling against restraints. And a bunch of... There's like all of her aides just swimming by. She's kind of just directing people about... I've been stationed here by Kieran for a long time to make sure everyone is okay as they travel the Expanse. It's a dangerous area, and as you know, way stations can only be traveled to during the day. Like one of her aides like takes old Bistro and starts like trying to check up on him as she's talking with you. It takes a little less than a day to get from one way station to another by Strider back. These way stations house and feed people and are an important part of the Expanse, which cannot be traveled around without such way stations. They were built long, long ago. But the third way station along this path is gone. Someone killed everyone there and took it away. The people you see before you are survivors who got away to the second way station where you are now on Striderback.
Now, which way station is the closest to Kian?
The first way station which you came from.
Did they come from the direction we came from?
No, these guys are from the next
so it should
one.
be so
Oh,
should be
okay.
noted. Imagine the Expanse is like a huge flat area. Like there is a straight line through that area of a dotted line of way stations. So you travel from one way station to another to get across the Expanse. There is a line one of those dots has been broken in the line of the way station.
Well, two
No.
of them now.
I was just
Now
wondering
two
if we
of them.
broke one of them.
Yes. So
Okay.
it essentially takes 2 days to get from the fourth way station to the second, or from outside the Expanse to the second.
Oh, so we just
Essentially
trapped
trapping
ourselves.
you in the second way station.
Yeah, we just trapped ourselves. Crap.
Quite
Okay.
so.
Well, let's not tell anybody about. Actually, we should probably tell them that the first one's also out of operation. Oh no, the
An
first
interesting
one's also
situation.
been destroyed by
Look,
some ruffians.
I will get to you as soon as possible. She looks at Nimue strangely.
Listen, I don't
That
have a
cloak.
hand. Oh.
We need to speak, but I need to finish my shift.
Well, is there any way I could help? I mean, I'm no expert, but I have
Yes,
some
make yourself of use.
basic aid knowledge.
Everyone else, we will speak afterwards in my tent. But until then, in fact, would all of you be willing to help me? I need any aid I can get.
Of course.
All of us would be happy to.
Addleton nods.
Maybe.
I'm assuming Ashton and Chucky have already left the room.
Yeah, we're out of there.
Rob.
We just dumped the body and left.
Bam.
Outside
Okay,
the
look,
door.
I know
Help, I'm being
exactly
robbed.
I know exactly where the swoop gangs are. You follow me, okay? Go 1 block this direction, okay? 1 block that direction. We got it. All of you, Mankar, Addleton, Ableton, and Mimue are quickly ushered into this huge foray of care and nursing, as like you see all of these wounds and all of these injured people. Whoever took the third way station took it with military precision. I mean, pretty brutal attack from what these people are muttering and kind of crying about and whimpering about as they're recovering from their wounds. You see a lot of them die while you're there for the next 3 hours. Just moving from bed to bed, getting people cold water, trying to bandage wounds, trying to cauterize wounds, amputating when wounds are spreading, rot or poison or some bizarre skin warping that is moving up people's legs. And there's a horrible incident where this one young man, you have to keep cutting off his leg higher and higher on the leg, because even as you cut something off, the warp keeps getting farther up him. It's pretty horrendous hard work. But where there are some really awful cases where people are dying and bleeding out, dying from infection, there are people who are making it through. There's a child with a fever who seems to have settled, a few young men who are recovering from sword wounds. Not everyone here has died, but there's about 60 people in this hospital, and during your shift, 20 or so pass away, and 20 or so seem to recover, or are on the path to recovery. 20 are still kind of locked in that position. As Chucky and Ashton, you're traveling down an alleyway. This city is quite interesting. So as all these way stations are built under like huge hollowed out mountains stretching out from the perfectly flat expanse. Inside this mountain, instead of on the first way station, which just had a pit going downwards, this is like someone took a disc out of the center of the mountain, and there's a town like in that disc, if that kind of makes sense. It's a flat area nestled underneath this mountain in this like big cavern. So you're in like a pretty big city. Like all cities in Etos, it's meant to house 10 times the people that are in it, you know? So what a small town of 2,000 or maybe even 20,000 that this way station maybe used to be, 200 people live here now. So long and winding abandoned streets and broken cobblestones and shattered windows. Chucky is kind of whispering directions in your ear. A few street toughs look like they're about to approach you, see the hulking figure in blue plate mail, and scamper the other way. Hey, look, Ashton. We're about to go into one of the swoop gang's gang lairs. It's gonna be some nasty work. They won't like the look of you. I haven't been here before, but I know the passcodes, unless they've changed them, which they might have. They're gonna ask you a question. The answer is always pineapple, no matter what.
Okay. Is there any, like, are there any names or important people I should be able to recognize?
I mean, I don't think they're gonna think you're in the swoop gang. I mean, what is our plan of attack here? Because they'll definitely recognize you. If you were here from one of the other gang locations, there would have been a sign that was sent, and I don't know what that sign would be. I just know we didn't send it because I don't know what it is. So we could maybe get our way through the front door with the signs, but once we're in, I don't got nothing that'll convince them that you're one of them. Also, you've been recognized as one of Targ's group, so don't know what to do about that, huh? What are you thinking?
Yeah, me neither. I was kind of hoping we could just find some, I don't know, some lackeys or something and like knock out most of them and just interrogate them.
I mean, this gang lair is going to be full of lackeys. I mean, if you want to go in there, kill a bunch of them, interrogate a bunch of them, kill them after you interrogate them, and take all the treasure, could be a pretty good plan.
That sounds like a great plan. You think I could do it all by myself?
Hey, I don't
Also,
know, but that armor looks pretty tough. I don't know what's going to
Yeah.
crack it. Your beard's incredible, too, now that you mention it.
Oh yeah, get that a lot.
Very
What
attractive.
about all the swordsmen just like walking around the streets? You think they'd be mad if I
Hey,
killed the bandits?
there can't be more than, 15, 20 or so swordsmen in here? Maybe a few more? I don't know. I haven't been here. I haven't done a census. But look, this city was meant for 20,000 people. This gang lair is going to be out of sight, out of mind. You kill a couple bandits, most ain't going to be any problem. I don't think so. Hey, you going to call the cops? I'm not.
Good, let's go.
You arrive in like an overgrown section of the second way station. Vines and trees and kind of mushrooms are growing out from cracks beneath the cobblestones, and some trees have like taken over entire ruined houses or buildings, and you're almost in like this weird urban jungle more than anything else. As you're moving in, you hear like a sound from one of the trees, and an arrow like flies past your shoulder. It's not a miss. It's pretty clear it's intended to be a warning. And you hear a sound. What is the name of the grandfather's first child?
Pineapple.
There's much whispering. What is the sword of the first emperor?
Pineapple.
The whispering increases. What is your favorite vegetable?
Pineapple.
My God. Chucky like kind of just like wipes the dust off his shoulders, the imaginary dust. Wow, what a great way of describing that information. That gesture. Chucky wipes the imaginary dust off his shoulders. Hey, still got it. Hey, I still got it. A couple people scramble down from the trees. Who are you? And why do you know the signs? Why do you know the passcode? That's the old one, too. It's been out of date for a few months. Who are you?
I've got some connections. I know my way around.
Answer our questions now. We are the Swoop Gang, and we won't be taken so lightly. They both draw their bows and point them at you.
How far away are they?
You could jump and grab them. Ashton's a pretty long boy.
Okay. My name is not
What is your name?
not.
Uh-huh. Go on.
I heard from a friend that you were some pretty cool people, and I wanted to
And your
check
friend
it out.
knows all the passcodes? Chucky
Yeah,
is off
he
your
was
shoulder by
next to
now
me.
and is sneaking over towards their pant legs.
Yeah, I mean, like he was the gang. He's been on vacation for a little bit, like maternity leave, that kind of thing.
You're distracting us. Drop your weapon. Put your hands behind your head.
Close is Chucky now.
He is climbing his way up the pant leg of the one on the left. Drop your weapon now.
Okay. I don't know. I guess I slowly set it down, or start to set it down.
As you're starting to set it down, the archer on the left. What's that? And he's like scrabbling at his pants. I'm like trying to doing this crazy dance. The one on the right draws his bow and fires. The arrow arcs through the air. Let me.
You have
type
the
with
armor,
one
too.
hand.
I got the armor and like
Advantage for Dex.
I just need to. One moment. The arrow hits directly in the center of your forehead, glancing off your armor. Ting!
Okay, I guess I bundle over and hit him with the mace.
Give me a strength check. Jeez, okay.
That's a 21.
I mean, yeah, I'm not even gonna roll. You walk over and just like smack him with the mace. His bloody, hole-filled body just smacks to the side of the wall, slumping down. You see Chucky like with his tiny little knives. Is like around the neck of the other guy and has just opened up his jugular, and the guy collapses to the floor, blood spurting from his neck. Hey, we make a pretty good team. I think we're in the base. Hey,
Heck yeah, let's
pineapple, am
go.
I right? Hey.
Pineapple.
You, from where they were standing when they came out of the tree, they were standing over like an old shop, like an old bookstore.
Oh, can I loot their bodies real quick?
Good job. Each one had a bow and like a bow and arrow, and they also both carried a long knife, and they both carried 15 colos.
There we go.
That's what you're really looking for. The one on the left carried a very strange bracelet, very pretty, had like a little moon charm on it.
Now, Nathan, would there be book?
What?
You said there was a bookstore nearby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would there actually be a bookstore, considering how rare book?
What?
Wouldn't
You're cutting out like crazy. Would there not be a bookstore because everyone's illiterate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or just because of how rare books are.
That's
They're
what's
all
called a
okay.
really, really bad front.
Okay.
You got it. You got it. All right. While they were clearly that was clearly a sniper position over the front. That is the bookshop. While you were there, we're gonna cut back. With your long shift over, both of you exhausted. You add basic medical add first aid aspects, Cameron and Brink, to your aspect list. As you're there, like the can you remind me the name of the priestess? I improved it, but I didn't write it down. I can make it up again if Sonya. Thank you, Annalisa. Okay, I will write down this time what I improv. Okay. Wow, typing skills. I just typed Saz-Naz. Okay. So, Sonya, exhausted, looks at both of you. Well, thank you both. I owe you a favor. Please, let's retire to my tent, and I'm much to speak with both of you. Or at least with you. She looks at Nimue. You guys make the walk over to her tent. There's a handful of swordsmen there. One of them looks at you. He's a pretty big boy. Long blonde hair, almost down to his waist. Pretty huge, like Normally swordsmen have pretty like long, thin swords, but he has just a huge curved blade at his hip, and is watching you. Looks kind of suspicious, but just keeping an eye on you. Bistro is doing okay. They don't know what he has, but he seems like he's calmed down. He's shaking a lot. Maybe some sort of fever, but not like any fever they've seen. They're keeping an eye on him and making sure he's okay. You arrive at her tent. The big blonde swordsman takes position outside to guard, presumably. And Sanya kind of sits down. Her tent is quite Spartan. Like, it doesn't seem she has any material, like any material goods. Just like a cot, a few books, surprisingly, and paper, pen, like a very small writing desk, but nothing else. Little shrine to the goddess. So, where are you two from?
Well.
Oh, sorry, Addleton is here as well.
We're from Kieran, and I must warn you that we've also come from a ruined waste. The first one's also out of commission.
Her face drains. Then we are trapped.
For the moment.
For the moment?
What
For the moment?
did
This is dire news. We do not know why the third fell, but I worried that they would come here. I meant to send word with the next available messenger group back to Kieran for reinforcements. Whatever could be coming there could be coming here too. But now we are caught like a rat in a trap in this bandit old
and that is why
way station.
That's why we must keep our head.
Brink, you're cutting out like a lot. Say again what you said.
That's why we must keep our head.
I agree. Well,
Like,
who are you? And why did Priest Lothario send me a letter about the both of you?
well, I am Nimue, and I unfortunately have been tasked with carrying a artifact to the con.
Can you? Okay, we need it. We'll talk about your mic settings at some point, but like, I cannot understand anything you're saying.
It sounds like it's a connection issue.
Yeah, that might just be my Wi-Fi.
Huh. We'll definitely
Can
speak.
you move or something?
Yeah, I can try.
Yeah, move a little bit while he's talking, Cameron. While he's moving, Cameron, you can kind of fill in a little bit.
Right, mate. I have no idea why Priest sent a letter about me. I don't even know what the goddess is. I'm from the Underdark.
I understand. Well, the letter did not say anything of importance. Mainly just, if there's anything I could do to help people of your description, I should do so. But that cloak, I found it long ago during my studies. Well, not long ago, about 5 years ago, when I was younger, and studying. And she kind of brushes her hair behind her. She kind of brushes a lock of hair behind her ear. I found that cloak and sent it back to Kieran as one of the artifacts.
What do you know about it?
Not much. She looks like a little reticent. She's not lying, as priests don't really lie, but she's dissembling. She's not telling you everything she knows, and it's quite obvious.
Well, you probably know more than me.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Either way.
Oh God, you really are a priest.
You have all been sent. You are going to tell us from Kieran. Well, I'm afraid you may be stuck here for the time being if what you say is true. Then, we are caught in the middle of the Expanse. As the priest of Waystation 2, and therefore its leader, I am caught in a in a bind. We are self-sufficient and we can make our own food, but our way station has never fallen before. No one would ever take them. It would be like conquering the air itself and destroying it. No one can use the Expanse without these way stations, which have stood for thousands of years, longer. What
do you know
what
about-
manner was your way station destroyed? Perhaps it was the same force.
No, it wasn't invaded. There was a bandit, and there was some exploding. What was material called?
Oh jeez,
Like
Araxium.
the one that explode. Araxium.
Bandit attack in a way station. Normally they're quite subdued there. I suppose this could do with the... She looks significantly at her hand. Burden that you bear.
Yeah, something like
Well, there is...
like Nimue.
She looks like she's considering something, but is kind of lost in thought about it. Well... I don't know why. Why have you been trapped here? Oh, goddess, why is this brought to me? Do you have any ideas? Anything that we might... You are both interrupted. The big burly blonde swordsman kind of rushes through the tent door.
Sorry to interrupt, but we've got a messenger. Survivor from the third way station. Last one.
Should he not be brought to the
This is important. Let him in.
Sonya nods, and a couple swordsmen bring in a badly injured young man. He is has 2 arrows in his back, and is bleeding heavily, and just blood is spurting out of him and just covering everything around him. You hear one of the swordsmen mention Strider was brought in, half dead, huge spear through it, like nothing I've ever seen. He kneels in front of the priestess.
There's nothing you could do for me. I was told by Swordsman Letho to bring you a message. He'll hold them as long as he can, but they're taking every way station south of Tellus. They're coming for way station 3. I don't know. Strange. They took out all the lights before they attacked. A highly trained group. Deadly. It's like tech stuff we've never seen. Magic and thunder weapons, and it was so fast. They're coming to way station 3. They're going to attack here tomorrow. I'm sorry we couldn't have helped, my lady. Letho asked you to use the site, if you could. Anything you could do. I'm sorry.
And he slumps to the ground. Sonya makes the sign of the circle above him as the swordsmen take his body away. The big swordsman, who seems to be the commander of all the swordsmen here.
Well, I suppose that's it. I'll start telling the boys to prepare defenses. If there's intruders coming, we'll best get ready. I'll leave you to it.
He troops off and starts yelling to swordsmen, talking about setting up fortifications and perimeters and watchmen. You can hear the second way station preparing for the siege that is to come. So, attack on second way station. Think I would ever live to see such a thing? Well, considering you are all going to be part of this invasion attempt, I suppose you better introduce yourself. Tell me your name and what you can do to defend this place now. Starting with you, Depth Groveler.
Well, as you know, I'm main car from the letter, and I don't right up here, but If they have thunder weapons, I don't know that there's a whole lot any of us can.
We can question the survivors and see what weapons were used upon them. I've never seen, well, I've only ever heard one thunder weapon in my life and never seen them. An entire small army outfitted them seems unlikely. But we don't know. If these are watchmen, she shivers. I don't know what we can do to stop them. As she's talking, something is kind of weighing on her. Again, she's not a very deceptive person, so it's obvious that something's on her mind. What about you, Nimue? What can you do?
I kind of like unravel. Kind of bring up like the glove with the ring on it, but I'm just kind of like, I'm not sure if you want the help I can bring. It might cause more trouble than good.
We've got nothing but trouble right now. Little
Then
good won't hurt. She does, like, when she sees you touching the cloak, she does seem like a little disturbed as well. But again, not saying anything.
listen, if we're all being honest here, you have to be honest with us. We need every advantage.
There is maybe something I can do. But I don't know if it'll help very much. Do you know what the site is? We're going to cut back, but back to Ashton and Chucky. You are standing outside the door of the of the bookshop, which is obviously a front. So, what are you thinking?
Let's go inside, I guess.
Hey, I like you. Forget plans, just walk in the places. Bam! Kick down the door. I go. You go, Ashton.
Okay.
So you're just kicking down the door?
Yeah, let's do it.
Bam! You kick down the door. Like half a dozen bandits. Yeah, 6 bandits playing cards. Like look up at you in shock, and all of them reach for swords or crossbows, and quickly they're all armed. The kind of a short, scraggly one of them, who's had like one of his eyes scratched out by some sort of monster, maybe a crawler. What do you want? You're in the Swoop Gang territory. Back off.
Are these like, is this heavy furniture in here?
I mean, there's chairs. Oh, there's a bunch of bookshelves. They're all empty.
I guess I'll take a bookshelf and start throwing it.
Okay.
No talking.
You just, I mean, do you want anyone alive? Are you just crippling people?
Yeah, I'll take the short one who just spoke. Like the
Give me
rest of them.
So this is a combat check for the entire combat. Give me a strength check for like all of combat. No, I'll give a check as well.
That's a 20.
Okie doke. Wow, I can't type at all. Sorry. Give me a sec.
Woo!
Oh, jeez, that's really bad for my nice mic to just drop it off a table.
Breathing.
My keyboard has been inverted, so anytime my keyboard has like been switched around. So the opposite, everything's opposite to where it should be on the keyboard. Like everything on the left should be on the right. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So 6. That's good. No, it's not that way inverted. Sorry. Okay. Well, that's a 6 versus a 20. Yeah. So you just murder all these people with bookshelves. As you do, Chucky sadistically whispers pineapple in your ear as long as you're just smashing all these people. Just call pineapple. You just kill 5 people with bookshelves. I mean, I don't know how to describe that. I've never been faced with this sort of event as a storyteller, you know? Oh great, my mic's actually been just damaged. That's really great. Okay. Yeah, I've never been really faced with this event as a storyteller before. So you just take a bookshelf and smash a human being to pieces with it.
5 of them.
5 of them, yes. And
In the end, there's only the one scarred little boy remaining. He's standing there, blade a quiver, his pants soaking wet. Who are you?
Not important. Where's your leader?
I'm in charge here. I mean, you killed the guy who was in charge. I'm just the janitor.
Okay. Do you know anything
What are
about Don't worry about it. Just answer my
You're the
questions.
blue demon, aren't you?
Sure. Do you know anything about a tower that they raided a little while ago? Might have stolen some treasure from a dude named Targ.
Targ? He spits. I mean, the mistress's ex-husband, of course. We've all heard of him.
Right, but where did y'all put all of this money and treasure and stuff?
She must have it. She's got to
Where
have
is she? Where is she?
it. Martha!
Sorry. Okay.
My mom? What do you mean?
It's
She's in the port city.
Dang
She's in
it, okay.
Carrigo. It's north of Tellus.
Oh
Okay.
god.
Cool. So what do y'all have here? If
I
you
mean, I'm
take
just the janitor. I don't know anything. Please leave me alone, Blue Demon. I don't mean you any
you
harm.
liar. You liar.
No,
You're the janitor. You clean things up. You know where things are.
I'm not a liar. Maybe I am.
Just take me to where anything valuable might be.
I mean, his pants are soaking wet. Like, it's a real danger zone down there. I mean,
That is okay. I don't care.
just providing description, you know. I'm just trying to make the world feel real.
Thank you, Nathan.
You're welcome.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, I know. Just take this down for your DM notes. Like, wet pants. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, we have a little stash. Just promise you'll let me live.
Yeah.
Yeah, pinky promise. Pinky pineapple promise. Tell us where the Carlos is, okay? Yeah, so we have a small stash. Just some spending money. Just some pocket change. He
Right.
he runs over to a bookshelf. There's no book there to pull, so it's just like a block of wood that looks like a book. He pulls it and the bookshelf moves away. And he pulls out a note, a box, and a like strange little device. Please just take this and let me go.
I take it. Hey, can you read?
It's in stick figures.
Okay, sweet. I take my mace and I bash him on the side of the
Holy crap.
You put his mace through his head. His pants become even more wet as the blood from his skull drips down onto them.
and I loot all the bodies.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Selling all their weaponry and all their things, you gain a solid 50 kolos. There is 200 kolos in the lockbox, which you just smash open with your inhuman strength. The note is a little comic book stick figure drawing of a big blue stick figure with an angry face on it, and all tiny little stick figures being broken in half and murdered. And in hieroglyphics, it says "Blue Demon" underneath.
I sign my autograph at the bottom. In their blood.
Wow. I mean, how would you sign your name in a world where you're not literate? Is it just an
I don't
unhappy
know,
face?
but like,
It's just
It's a
an
stick
unhappy
figure.
face.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's
My
just an
a happy
emoji.
face, and then like I take like a Colos and
It's
like
just XD.
put I put blood on like a coin, and I just like stamp it in the corner.
Oh, there we go. That's your sign. Yeah, and then there is the strange object which you can make no heads or tails of. You've never seen anything like it.
Cool, I'll take that too.
Bam. Weighs almost nothing.
What does it look like?
It'd be hard to describe.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Non-measurement.
I can describe. Hey, if you want me to go back to the description of his pants, I could do that great. But this object is real difficult. Okay.
Okay.
I have limited descriptoral abilities. Hey, I think that was a great deal. So the port city of Caradil, that's where we need to head at some point. Okay, we got it. Hey, Ashton, we're gonna split this Kolos when everything's done, right?
Yeah.
I won't be disposed like janitor boy over here, will I?
No, you're way cooler than janitor boy.
Hey, I knew that. Hey, I trust you and your godlike beard. Let's head back to the other losers, huh? And
All
with
right.
the tiniest little fist bump ever achieved by man,
Aww.
you guys trundle off into the sunset. Back to the tent, and this is where we're gonna finish up for this evening, and then I'll free you all from this mortal coil that you've been stuck in. Anyways, have any of you ever heard of the site?
No.
Nah, mate.
It is a priest ritual, normally done by priestesses, using certain gifts of the goddess to glance into the possibilities of the future before us. And, I have that ability. It is, not enjoyable and only to be used in certain circumstances, but Priest Latar has told me to do what I can to help all of you.
I think the circumstance may have come up. Given
Yeah,
the
mate. Sounds
situation.
like it.
I suppose so. Could you fetch Bruno, the big blonde one, if you could? He's the commander of the swordsmen here, and I would like him to be present to make sure that I'm okay.
Yep.
I would like to speak with you, Nimue, if you don't mind.
Of course.
She takes you to kind of like, she ushers Mankar out of the tent. And
All right.
Dalton.
No boys allowed.
Nimue, I found that cloak because it was worn by a friend of mine who passed away while wearing it.
Oh.
It's a
I'm
powerful magical cloak, but it has a sad history. I looked at it with the sight at one point. It told me many sad things. It could be a great tool, or it is not as powerful as the ring you bear, but it is different. It is a memory woven into a cloak. It is, well, it was the old practice of one of the Empire cultures to, when someone died, to weave the memories of their lives into a cloak to be worn by future aristocrats, soldiers, diplomats, anyone of the family. That cloak is from a very, very old family member of a very lost ancient Empire family which has died out long ago. That person still doesn't really exist anymore. It's hard to explain. I don't quite understand it myself, but I don't know. Do with that what you can. I hope it does not lead to the same end of my friend. Mankar, Ableton, come in. I'm sorry.
What's up, mate?
We should, there's a specific place I'd like to do this. Come with me. Ableton, Mankar, and Ashton and Chucky, who did all of their jaunting around during your nursing shift. All of them, and then Bruno, the tall blonde swordsman. All of you kind of walk along Sonya as she moves through the city streets. onto like a tower. Basically, imagine again you're in this hollowed out mountain. Well, there is a quote unquote, there's like a watch place that is set out on the side of the mountain, facing towards where the third way station would be, a day's travel away. It is like covered still by the mountain over. It's still like carved in the side of the mountain, but it's like a small little lookout post. You can see the hail starting to begin as you arrive there. One of the swordsmen is there. There's a couple swordsmen there. Bruno just kind of waved them back to the main part of the city. And Sonya stands there with all of you around them. Well, before we do anything, we should talk. I believe this way station is going to be attacked by morning or by evening the next day, depending how they're traveling. Whatever force took the third way station will attack us here.
Yeah, mate, it seems like they can travel overnight somehow.
Maybe.
The way station was already taken, survivors are already coming in.
But it was taken by... survivors were coming in during the midday. You're right, but they normally would... that's interesting. They must have some different way of travel. Either way, we need to be ready at all times. I'm not sure what is about to happen, but we're going to be under attack by a dangerous enemy force. We need to defeat them, and potentially get some way of reinforcements. I need all of you to think about this. But for now,
Right.
I'm going to go into the site. I'm going to try to stay in there as long as I can. I don't really know what it's like for you to interact with me, but as it's very important that I don't know what the experience of me using the site is like. If I know, it could ruin the experience, so I have no idea what's going to happen. Just use whatever gifts the goddess gives you in the way that it is best. Brace yourselves. Her eyes like roll back in her head, and when they come back, they're like shining with light. Her whole body arcs backwards and upwards as her feet like levitate slightly off the ground. Light and energy and magic crackle around her as you can see like where her veins are in her arms and legs, which are not the part not covered by her robes, are like glowing with golden, like glowing gold and red and blue and kind of shifting colors and hues. She stands there crackling with energy and magic and potential as her eyes like look down upon you. I am the sight. I see, I know, I hear, I am. Speak, ask, and I will answer.
Let us see what will happen to this way station.
Many things could. There are many threads that travel out from this point one. You could fall into nothingness. Everything here killed, everything destroyed, the Expanse salted and destroyed with the greatest weapon seen since the fall of the Empire, given to those who would use it for ill. 2. You hold your ground. Reinforcements arrive, and you forge on to Tellus. 3. So much is lost that you go mad as creatures hunt you from Katasi. 4. There are many more. Ask.
How do we get reinforcements? Who do you foresee helping us?
Many could help. There are friends who are hard to see, hard to look for. There are friends deep below. There are friends from temples far away. Friends new and old. Friends mad and young. There are many friends that could be found. Friends that could be made. Friends from the under and friends from the over. Friends from the temple and friends from the hellhole. Ask.
What is the hellhole?
That I cannot answer. Some hellholds are made by man, and some are found by man. Some are crafted from man's crafty little hands. Ask.
What weapons will they use to attack?
They will use weapons of thunder and lightning and magic and metal and blood and bone and steel and stone. Craft from dream and craft from nightmare. Ask.
Why do they turn off the lights before attacking?
So that they are not seen. Ask.
Why do they wish to not be seen?
For those that are seen are known, and those that are known can be fought and beaten. The unknown can be feared but not hurt. Ask.
Do you know who the unknown are?
The unknown are not known. They seek, they walk the night. There are watchmen who watch all things and watch the deep corners of the earth. And when the corners speak, the watchmen hear and write down the words of the dark things below. And they are coming, and they are hunting, and they are hungry. Ask.
How can they see when we cannot?
They watch you in the night, their eyes used to the dark and the cold and the ice and the fire, and they will watch you burn and die as they move upon the way station, seeking what they seek. Ask. Is there hope for what we can do? There is always hope. Friends from below and friends from above. The light of the goddess guides you always. The temple watches from far above and below. There are always friends. There is always hope. Ask.
Do we have access to the Underdark from this way station?
Access can be made. Access can be wrought using tools and minds and tricks and traps. There are always ways. There's always digging that can be done to get where you need to go. Ask. The colors of her veins aren't changing as quickly. She's starting to float down to the ground. Ask.
Is the enemy coming from the other way as well?
The enemy comes from the north, from the third way station.
The other one, the other enemy.
The enemy
Reeve.
comes from the north. Ask.
Where is the Katasi? The skin puppet.
Beyond my sight. And Sonya falls to her
Damn it.
feet.
That guy is good at... Ooh. I rush over and hip her up.
Her eyes are back north. She's breathing heavily.
You okay? Obviously, stupid question.
I'm hunting. I'm coming. I'm hunting. I'm sorry.
Oh my
Does that help?
god. In more the ways than one, yes.
I'm glad. Do not tell me what it was like. I do not wish to know. I'm glad I could be of service. We can speak of what you learned. Whatever's coming from the north, it's going to hit us hard. We need to prepare for the siege. And that is where we'll end that little episode. Bam. Alright. Spoopy. Okay. I want phrase of the session down top to bottom as we always do. Actually, we're gonna switch it up. Cameron, give me a single word or a few words to describe the session off the top of your head. Go. Cameron.
Ask.
Brink.
Lore-tastic.
Annalisa.
I know you are, but what am I?
Thanks. I am rubber, you are glue. Okay. Cameron. Moment of the session.
It's not a single moment, but this fucking posse's pissing me off. Every time I think I might get a little sliver of an answer, it's just nah. And then it just possesses the person that I ask.
Brink.
I really like the Ryan interaction, but I also like when Ashton went into the bookstore.
Yeah.
Just murked everybody.
Murdering everybody with bookshelves, I think, is probably the coolest thing.
Annalisa.
I also thoroughly enjoyed killing everyone on set.
Oh my god.
The blue demon.
The blue demon.
I love that you
I really
signed.
like that I have my own signature now too. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's an unhappy face written in the blood of your enemies, and then the stamp of a Kolos.
In blood.
On it.
Yes. um, I like how the story is like threading together so much. I don't know. I like how everything mixes together. I'm glad this episode worked out. I was actually kind of worried about this episode. Wow. I'm really curious to see where it goes. Next episode, we'll have a good old-fashioned siege. We won't start with it. I'll give you some preparation time, or some preparation time. I really just for my, for me, my word would be intertwined. I like the site. That was really fun. I really like DS. I think the Doomsday ship is a really interesting idea. I liked your interactions with the old bistro. The bookstore brawl was a blast. I love Ashton and Chucky's bromance / future betrayal.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. He doesn't know it, but it's gonna happen.
Chucky does not see anything coming at all.
There's nothing wrong with this relationship.
I think my really overdramatic Peter giving of his Digimon cards, I enjoyed that little dumb joke. And I would be very interested to see where this next episode goes. Does anyone have a could I have, first of all, I want to hear favorite characters or NPCs you interact with, positive or like a villain or hero or anyone. Just out of curiosity for me, Cameron.
I'll have to think about that. Come back to me.
Brink.
Go
Go off the top of your head, or like you can give a few of like, I really enjoyed this interaction. To be this is a villain, or this was I don't know, just anyone, or like
since I was such a big fan of the Richter, the puppeteer is pretty cool.
the Katasi skin puppet. Huh? Okay.
But he's definitely gonna kill us.
Annalisa.
No way I'm dying to that.
Honestly, I really loved Ableton before he got all serious and cool. Like when like, dramatic and couldn't really help him. That was.
I think that's. In fairness, don't worry. I think that'll come back, especially as he's just under a lot of pressure right now. He's in like I ran away from home sort of zone, and once he realizes like, oh, then we're back to normal, Ableton will be back to his good old self. I wouldn't worry too bad.
Sounds good.
Cameron, I gave you time.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ableton too, because I've listened to that part of the last many times of just. Well, I would ask if you were a new servant, but the person who hired all my servants was Butler.
Oh my
He was like so just
Foppish.
over the top.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious.
You probably will return to that as he calms down. He's been exposed to too many things. He's been overwhelmed.
His innocence.
Yeah. I mean, he's gone in and out of states of innocence. And then I want to hear one final question, and then I will release you all to the sweet embrace of sleep, as I have a fun time walking upstairs in the dark while I imagine Katasi skin puppets running around. Which I will really have a lot of fun. Well, all of my monsters are like all of this monster, the Richter, and then another one which you guys have never seen. But like I designed them all after like this monster that I have like the greatest fear of. So you guys are like, oh, spoopy session, and then you go to bed. And then like anytime I'm running at like 5 o'clock in the morning, my brain's like, what if monster A is behind you? So thanks.
Don't worry, you wouldn't know.
That means you need to keep running. That's a good thing.
My running times have significantly increased.
Hey, there you go.
But I want to hear, just to go through the sessions we've had, I want to hear if anyone had a favorite session, one moment, and sorry, these are always things I'm interested by, and then I'll release you all. Okay. So the sessions we've had are the Treasure of Targ, which is episode 1. The Rose Tower, which is episode 2. That was the dungeon. The Strider Escape, which is episode 3. The Hunt, which is episode 4. And I don't know, we'll call this one perhaps the Doomsday Ship. Does anyone have like a favorite session that comes to mind?
I really like the hunt.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was a good blend of like comedy, action, and horror at the same time.
Yeah, I thought the hunt was the best too.
Annalisa?
Session 1 was definitely my favorite.
Just murdering Targ and going on a
Yeah,
little
and
journey.
his child, and all of his friends.
Annalisa,
All that's left is
I
all that's
worry
left-
about you.
all
Like
that's left is
D&D.
the wife.
Yeah, you're right. I'll clean
Just
the
pick
entire-
them off one by one.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, everyone have a wonderful night. I'll see you next weekend for the Siege of the Way Station. Everyone take care. Auf
Sounds
Wiedersehen.
good.